my ballistic skill all the way up to 49.
How much?
Up to 49 total.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah,
Jason.
my character's pretty wimpy.
Oh, 49 is not too bad.
49's good, but
if you are going
starting
to-
29's pretty shitty.
In Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, anytime you are at 50-50 odds, you're pretty good at something.
Yeah,
I've found.
exactly. Okay, so Andy, I know what you've bought. Sean, I know what you've bought. Jason, Brian, what about you?
I took 5 intelligence.
Come again?
5 intelligence.
5 intelligence, okay. Jason?
I took sharpshooter.
Alright, nice. Right, who's making notes today?
Should be me again. This will be my second one.
Cool. Alright. Someone please recap our last game's, ending. What happened?
Well, let me flip over to the notes since I get mine up right away, Brian.
And mine are up now.
Hold on. Let's see.
All is right in the world.
Let's see. We ended with just after having fought the out of game plague bearer, and then the sky kind of turned back, but everything was still rotten and the trees were still sick. We began to search, and we found evidence of a trail leading southwest towards where the Burgoyne necromancer had his retreat.
Okay. Cool. So you are standing. You are standing in the orchard, where a horrible battle had just occurred. It was unholy. It wasn't a simple skirmish, a simple fight. You were facing off against your worst nightmares. Pestilence and decay given form. Every single ailment, sickness, every single pain that you ever suffered during long, harsh winters returned to you as you faced off against those creatures. Those abominations which have simply disappeared after you've killed them. You were very lucky to come out of this fight alive, with only a few scratches, in case of Sally and Leopold, if I recall correctly.
I took a couple scratches.
Oh.
I think Leopold's fine.
Okay, so in case of Sally and Vincent, if I recall correctly.
Looks like I have one wound.
Alright. And right now you are ready to travel towards the Burgruin's Hollow, which is located about 5 miles into the forest southwest of the village. Yes, because, I don't know if you guys remember, you have 2 tasks, essentially. Leonid Grozny tasked you with finding the sharpshooter girl, who is on a killing spree, and the innkeeper and his wife asked you, with tears in their eyes, to find their daughter, Isabella, who has disappeared. And the thing is that Isabella is apparently, she's a very smart girl, so, she wouldn't do anything stupid. Because of that, they are both very suspicious. Yeah. You've also met the miller?
Yes.
Who apparently...
Oh yeah, we're going to kill her. Leopold wants to kill her.
Yeah, who apparently enjoys finer things in life, like beating his family and baking bread.
Who we're going to figure out how to set up as a patsy for something.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we also... He also makes the cider, and
Yes.
we're now convinced that the apples are corrupt, and that's what's going on.
Yes.
Yes. And amid all of that, there's also... you don't really know how to call it. There's this thing that some of the villagers appear to be crazy. Talking nonsense or attacking you without any, without any reason or hesitation. One of you has been mistaken for Mor, the god of death. There was a villager who was apparently observing a bunch of chaos dwarfs. Well, the chaos dwarfs turned out to be just sheep, but he was sure that they're not. They are some horrible monstrosities. Yeah, nice. And stuff like that happened quite a few times. You don't know what that's about, really. You're not sure. So anyway, you are standing in the orchard. Please, humor me and tell me what you're going to do next. I don't remember the exact time, but I think it's like afternoon already, something like that, I believe. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Mid-afternoon, sorry.
Yeah, I thought we were planning on going to the... all roads now lead to the place where the crazy person who was burned as a witch, to the hollow or whatever.
Van Burgruin, the former leader of Trotteldorf.
Right. So yeah, I think that if I recall correctly, we were convinced that whatever's going on was coming from there.
Yeah, I think that's what we were planning on heading there. I have a sneaky suspicion that one of the two people we're looking for might be holed up there. I think we're going to find out that the Miller has more to do with the chaos aspect of it, because he clearly likes easy power. So
he's itching for a killing, for sure, on many levels.
Okay, you're still standing in the orchard.
Yeah, so we're following the trail to the necromantic retreat.
Very well.
Agreed.
Is everyone going?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not to, so...
Alright.
I'm going to take a few puffs of my pipe first,
okay,
because I just had things shooting on my back and I need a minute, but yeah, I'm going.
Right. Yeah, you can still smell the horrible stench of this diminutive yet deadly little creature who decided to ride you. Indeed. What a horrible fate. Anyway, tell me your marching order. Or...
I should probably be in the front since I'm the scout.
Okay. Okay.
That was the last one. The game's over.
Okay.
I'll go second to last, I guess.
Second to last, right? Who's next?
Well, it's up to you, Jason. Do you want to be second or last?
I could be tailing Charlie.
Okay, up to you. I was figuring I'd pull out my crossbow.
What's that?
I was figuring I'd pull out my crossbow.
Yeah, I have the handgun out, so that's kind of why I was thinking I'll keep an eye on behind us.
Okay, so we know the order in which you're going to march to Van Burgruin's hollow, and off you go. You've left the village and turned southwest. As you can see on the map, actually no, you can't, because well, the forests are not there. But trust me, the forest starts almost right after you've left the village, just like in most cases in the Empire, actually, because the Empire is heavily forested, and the settlements are more like islands, right in the middle of a sea of green. Excuse me. Anyway, you are marching through the forest, and very soon it turns out that you need to get off the trail if you want to move further southwest. The good thing is that there's a very, very tiny and heavily overgrown. It's not really a road because it's only a single person can walk it and not enter the forest itself. But still, you're sure that it was used some time ago, a long time ago. But it was used nonetheless. The forest is thick, and I mean really, really, really thick. The trees are everywhere. They are very tightly placed. Their branches are, it's like they almost want to catch you, to smack you in the face a few times. As you walk further and further into the forest, it very soon begins to get dark. Not because of the day-night cycle, but because of the trees and their proximity to each other. You only see pieces, small pieces of the sky, which of course is overcast. But fortunately not with the purple and black clouds that it was during your fight against those things. Right. Lucas, you're leading the way, but even you will need to, make sure that you are going the right way. So please roll. Follow trail or navigation, whatever you, whichever one you want.
Is it possible I could support him in that?
If you have the skill?
I believe I learned it from him, but let me just double check.
Okay.
I'm gonna periodically keep my turn around, make sure nothing's following us.
All right. Well,
Okay,
yeah.
I rolled 39.
Leopold didn't really, didn't even have to help him. Didn't even have to help Lucas. Lucas is walking much faster than any of you, being a seasoned forester, and he also seems to know exactly where you are going. It's like he doesn't even hesitate for a second. He just marches forward, deeper and deeper and deeper into the forest.
Can I have my sling out while we're...
Yeah, but just so you know, the sling in this kind of environment will be, will not be a very visible choice.
Okay, I'll do sword and a sword breaker then.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I probably would have a hatchet wouldn't really be useful in this kind of environment. I probably have my long knife out for using it more as a machete than anything.
Yeah, because like I said, the branches are so thick, there are so many of them that sometimes you need to stop for a second or two, remove some of them and move forward. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess that means that I'll have to put away my crossbow then too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you have a crossbow with the stock removed?
Well, you would only need to do that if you were helping to do clearing and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have the repeater crossbow. I don't know. Is that smaller?
Repeater crossbows? No, not really. Actually, if you have the repeater one,
yeah,
it's fully stocked.
Okay.
It's a big one with a magazine with a clip on top of that. Also, Vincent, your spear will be rather hard to use in.
Yeah, I don't even have a spear. The spear and shield are actually back at the wagon.
Okay.
I have the handgun, the sword, and a pistol. So if it's really tight, I might take the sword and pistol out. But if there's still enough room to manage the handgun, I'd keep that out.
Very well. Handgun, not really. Sword and pistol is a better option.
Okay. Yeah, whatever the pitcher determines, pretty much. So I'll take the pistol and sword out and sling the rifle.
Okay. Well, soon enough, you found out that the small trail that you were, walking by, thanks, completely disappeared. But fortunately, you don't really need it, because you have Lucas. And about 5 miles into the forest, you found a place. Oh, it's also one more thing. It's also worth noting that this terrain is hilly. It's like a hilly forest. So sometimes you need to traverse a small hill or a bigger one. Sometimes you're walking through a tight valley between two steep hills. But in the end, you've managed to reach a place. You've managed to reach a burnout ruins of a cottage. Probably it was a simple forest cottage. Of course, now only, the burnout remains are all that's left, and even they are being slowly reclaimed by the forest. It's very quiet. It's almost eerily quiet. The forest is on a very small clearing, but the clearing is so small that essentially, if you would walk out the front door, you would be almost immediately between the trees. Please tell me, what are your plans towards the cottage?
How burnt out is it? Like, is there still a roof structure, or?
There are parts of roof structure and parts of walls, but only a few.
Okay, I'm going to go to a spot without actually entering it, but as close to it as I can to see in.
All right. You are walking towards the cottage. The rest of you guys, what are you doing? Are you staying? Are you assisting him?
I'm gonna fan out to the left and try to cover Lucas as best I can.
Okay.
I'll go to the other side.
Right, Vincent.
I want to make the comment of, is this the place? This seems a little less significant than I'd imagine a retreat would be. And then I want to keep a eye out behind us.
Well, it is burned down.
The way we came, essentially.
And didn't you say it's on a hill?
No.
No, okay.
No. The terrain is hilly, but the retreat itself is not. The main manor in the village is located on a small hill.
Okay. Well, in response to Vincent, I would say, well, as we learned in Talbheim, there may be a structure below.
All right. So I guess that's what you're saying to the rest of your.
To Vincent, because he said, is this it?
Okay.
It doesn't seem like much.
I'm gonna
climb over the wall into it.
Brian, sorry, what are you planning to do?
I'm gonna step over the burned down wall and investigate the ruins, I guess.
Okay, so you are okay, but you're going after Lucas. He declared first. Right, Lucas, you are entering the cottage. Inside, there's rubble, moss, debris, and nothing else.
How disturbed does it look? How recently disturbed does it look?
It looks well. You can. Oh yeah, you're a forester. Roll for intelligence plus 30%. So it's like ridiculously okay. Wow. By the way,
that's the 30% added.
He got a minus 18.
By the way, is Lucas having like 50 intelligence?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. By the way, some of you are like very quiet. I'm not sure if that's because your microphones are too far away from you.
How am I coming in?
Not so good. could be a bit louder.
Testing.
Sean, okay, let's start with Sean.
Can you hear me?
Sean, you're okay. Jason?
Check.
Now
How's
it's okay.
this?
Now it's okay.
Now-
Andrew?
Hello, Wisconsin.
Oh, now it's okay. With Wisconsin, but hello was like very quiet. Brian?
Testing.
Third testing was okay. The first was a bit meh.
Testing.
Now it's okay. Thanks.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I'm just speaking quietly, I think.
Lucas, this place has been abandoned many years ago. Perhaps more than a dozen, maybe a few dozen. It's positively ancient.
Okay.
You also remember what what people in the village told you, that this place is supposedly haunted. That might explain why no one, why you haven't saw anyone's like footprints here, or why no one is using this place for, I don't know, for his own means. Of course, you can search the place if you wish to.
Yeah, I want to do that, but I would suspect it's probably Sally's turn next, since
Sally.
Since I was stopping and looking.
Okay, so Sally enters. Meanwhile, Vincent and Leopold test your awareness, but only the ear awareness, not the eye awareness.
What would that be?
Do we? I guess it'd be acute hearing if we
Yes,
have it. I might have that.
If you have acute hearing, then by all means.
I don't think I do.
A rather attractive hearing. Let's see. Yes, I do have acute hearing.
I do not. So
I guess I'm
not sure what
gonna-
rolling.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend a bit for that. Oh,
Nice.
Just had to remove one.
All right, and you, Sean?
What am I supposed to roll? Because that's what I don't understand.
Intelligence, and if
Oh,
you
okay.
have acute hearing, then you have +5.
I do not believe I have that. So, is that a talent?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah, I don't have it.
It's
Alright,
a
so
it's a
rolling
skill.
for
So
Let's-
if you don't have it, is it half of the intelligence?
Acute
Is
hearing
that how
is a
that-
skill? No, it's a
No,
talent.
It's under
It's
under
it's
my
not
advanced skill.
it's not a basic skill, so you can't take it at half.
Okay. I will.
I have it under my advanced skills.
It should be a trait. Because
Alright.
okay, doesn't matter. Right. At this for now. Sean, roll intelligence, and I will check the acute hearing very soon.
I have it here. Your hearing is exceptional. You gain 20% bonus to perception tests.
Yeah,
involving-
that's why it can be skill. Because if it would be a skill, then you could upgrade it and have like +30, +40%.
Okay.
It's like
If it was perception, I have a +10%.
okay, cool.
I didn't. So if I had rolled perception, I would have passed it by 16.
Yeah. Well, you've passed. You've rolled 42. So, right, but Jason passed it better, a lot better. So this one goes to him. Vincent hears something from the west. You're not sure how close it is, but you are clearly hearing like a bunch of people walking in the forest.
Do I see? Is anybody inside? I guess Lucas and
Lucas and Sally are inside, and
Yeah, they jumped over.
Leopold standing nearby.
I want to.
There's no roof, right? It's like an open building at this
Well,
point, right?
most of the roof is gone.
Okay, so we're still outside, essentially. I mean, for the sake of we could hear if they call out something.
Yeah, well, even with a roof, you could hear it because
Yeah.
most of the walls are also gone. Okay. Yeah, Vincent.
Yeah. I want to be Leopold, and I want to point out towards the west.
Actually, you had a very good roll. It's like maybe 100+ meters to the west from your current position.
All right, then I don't have to be whispering, so I say I hear something off in that direction. I want to point, and then if I'm close to the house to where I can lean over a wall and not yelling, but get the attention of the other two and let them know as well. Now, is that the direction we came from? Do I know that?
No.
Okay.
No, we came from the north, right?
Yeah, northeast. And what Leopold is hearing, Vincent is hearing, is more to the west of your current position. But anyway, Sally, you are entering the cottage. You see what Lucas sees, which is a mess. What do you want to do?
I haven't heard Vincent yet, so I'm still just in there investigating, I guess.
So you want to search?
Yeah.
Roll for
assuming
search.
I don't hear Vincent outside.
I'm gonna take a restroom break real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Okay.
I intended to get everybody's attention, so I don't know how big the thing is, but
okay. So
I
first,
guess that's my question. Like, do I hear him or?
well, first you walk to Leopold. Let's say that you have a single action. You have a time for a single action. Search action. Sally.
Okay.
So search.
I'm rolling in intelligence.
Yeah, it's intelligence, and that's a skill actually. Search is a skill, so you can have like better version of search. But acute hearing is not a skill, and if it's like on roll 20, if it says so, then it's a bug.
I don't see search. Unless, is that it?
Search is under scales, sheer surface.
You must have search essentially. At this point, it's almost impossible for you not to have it.
Yeah, you have it.
I have it written. It's not checked though. But okay.
Okay, just roll intelligence. Okay. Cool, you've passed. So here's what you found. Among the burnout ruins of the cottage, you found a few scraps of parchment with strange symbols on them. Roll for intelligence, but this time it's with a minus 10% modifier. No. Okay, so, but that's only one thing. You've also found a second thing. Under a few broken down pieces of timber, broken and burned, of course, you found a bust. A bust of a man. Of course, it's covered in dust and dirt, but there are two things standing out. One is there's a plaque with a name, Victor von Burguin. The second is that this bust looks a lot like the face of Leonid Grozny.
The bailiff or the knight?
The knight was Sir Dambas.
Okay, yeah.
The bailiff is the Kislevite.
And who does it look like?
Well, it looks like the Kislevite, the guy who was gonna imprison us.
What was his name again? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to
Leonid Grozny is the bailiff.
Yeah.
And Victor von Burguin was the, heretic who was burned for his sins, and from whom the Raven Knights, took over Trotteldorf.
Mm.
I'm gonna say, hey, Lucas.
Lucas is inside, so when you've uncovered all those things, he also sees that. By the way, Vincent also sees that as he enters the cottage. So, and for simplicity's sake, let's say that Leopold also, walked a few paces forward, and you also see this. So you see the scraps of parchment with strange symbols, and everyone other than Sally can roll for intelligence -10, and you see the bust.
I can't read, so I probably can't.
Oh,
I'm going to hand it to Vincent.
All right.
So at what point?
It's a double 66 once again.
Yeah, you might want to use luck for that.
He jabs it in his eye trying to read it.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like me.
Or he might read off some spell that summons a bloodthirster or something. Yeah, use the luck.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a botch,
Alright.
so
Don't want to drop it on my foot and scream.
Well,
I'm just
Vincent,
going to pass it off nonchalantly, like, I don't know what this is.
Vincent almost tripped and fell on his face, but just, in the last second he grabbed Leopold by the arm and steadied himself. Good job. Chosen of more.
Vincent almost trusted a fart too much. Shit his pants as he was reading it.
So,
at what point during all this does he tell us about the guys coming?
Right after he tripped. Right after he tripped.
Yeah.
Okay, so at that point, I think I'm gonna usher us to the not to the path we came on, but to the east to kind of hide.
Yeah, we should get some cover and see who's coming over this way.
That's the thing, Vincent. There's no one coming. It's I probably wasn't precise enough. The sounds were like the sounds of camping,
Oh.
Not
okay.
not a unit marching through the woods or something like that, but like a gathering of people sitting in the woods.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay.
It was my bad.
Right.
Yeah, you said walking, so
I know, walking, walking around the camp. Sorry.
In that case, I'll be like,
Don't judge me.
sounds like there's some activity off to the west. Might want to investigate. Not far.
I want to check one more time for anything of value, if I can.
You don't. You can roll. You can draw a second time. Everything of value has been found already.
Okay.
So I'll just say that, and seeing the bust, and that it seems like an obvious case of necromancy to me.
Yeah, well, the resemblance is pretty much spot on. Victor
I
von
shake my head.
Burgreen looks a lot like the current bailiff.
Being the current expert on necromancy, I am convinced it is necromancy.
Ronaldo, where's the money in this?
Necromancy, as in this could be the same person, or necromancy?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe he is an animated corpse or some sort of magical construct.
He did have that magistrate with him.
Mm.
Or if he could be involved in this too.
I think we were required to mete out Sigmar's justice and Moore's justice upon him.
How do you spell Groznik's name? I can't find it.
I'm going to write it.
Grozny.
It's Leonid Grozny. It's like that. Grozny means dangerous in Polish. Because it's like a Polish surname, Groźny.
Okay. Isn't it the name of a place also?
Grozny, yes, but it's in Chechnya.
Is it a dangerous place?
Well, they were fighting a war over it for most of the 90s. Yeah, pretty much. It's a capital. It's a capital of Chechnya.
Yeah, okay. That's where I've heard of it then.
Yeah.
So do we want to go scout to the west, or do we want
Well, I think we came here looking for evidence of the little girl.
Right.
Or what's her face.
Yeah, the problem we've got is what time of day is it?
Right now it's like 4 p.m. Closer to 5, perhaps.
Yeah, and we have at least a 5-mile hike back.
Yeah.
Here's a quick question. Did I hear voices, or did I just hear rummaging around?
You've heard noises.
Okay, so not necessarily voices, so...
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if they were speaking Keslevite or anything like that.
I think we need to at least investigate what is going on here, because maybe it's the lady with the gun.
Yeah, but the problem is if we do that, we're going to be spending the night in the woods.
Well, it's not that far, Lucas. It must be 2 stones throws away.
Okay, well in that case, how about 2 of us go, 2 of us stay there, because we don't want too many of us hiking through the forest and causing a scene.
Well, I'll stay here. I'm feeling a little queasy as is after that last encounter, and almost botching twice.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Split the
So,
party, come on.
Lucas and Sally are going, right?
Yeah. No. Lucas and Leopold.
Okay.
I tell Sally to look for any signs he can find, like a basement or something. Around the property, not necessarily in the house, but while we're gone.
Right.
And I'm going to just stand guard and let Sally do all the investigating, and I'm going to kind of keep an eye out outside and while trying to stay in cover.
Very well.
And listen in to if I hear like a ruckus raise up from the camp because Leopold and Lucas got spotted. That's that type of stuff.
Cool. All right. Sally, what
I
are
want
you
to say a
doing?
little prayer of apology to Ronaldo because I don't think this is a very good weighing of risk and reward in dealing with all this necromancy stuff. So I'm kind of in it now, and it might not be profitable. So yeah, I don't think Ronaldo would be too happy with that.
Very well. All right, Lucas and Leopold, you two are, making your way out to the forest. I've also said you two are making out, so sorry for that.
Hey, you two behave while you're alone.
There's a sketch for you.
No, thank you. Anyway, are you trying to reach this place quietly, or are you just walking,
Yes.
No, we're trying to be very quiet.
So it's stealth time.
Yeah, I have silent move.
Silent move, exactly. I presume that Lucas has one too.
I do, and I get an additional 10% in rural areas.
Excellent. So, both of you roll for agility.
Oh.
Is that a botch?
No, it's not a botch. It's crappy, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to use a luck point as well.
Okay, let's sneak out of here.
Yeah, I'll use a luck point.
La la la, I'm walking through the forest, la 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 la.
Yeah, that's basically
my
okay. Reroll was terrible, so...
Okay.
Let's go!
Do you want me to re-roll it since I said I would?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
It's up to you, Sean. It's...
Well, I mean, it's just a question of I was about to, and then he rolled shitty, so...
Well, he rolled shitty. You might be much stealthier.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if you have a couple of successes on your roll, it means that you are going to be stealthy for both of you.
Okay, well, so I used a luck. I'll use a luck point, and I'll roll it again.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
I fall on my face and go,
So Vincent and I are captured, and...
Pretty much. Sorry.
Leopold
What was
and
that?
Lucas.
Yeah, sorry.
I just see them go, but you...
Misfires his handgun.
Okay.
I just see them like get past a bush, then all of a sudden all this rummaging, and then a tree falls over. Like, what the heck is?
Okay. Leopold and Lucas, you are walking stealthily through the forest. You are masters of stealth. You are one with the forest. You are the forest. And I'm serious. That's what you guys think. You are you are walking very stealthily. But Vincent and Sally, you are basically hearing something like crack, crack, crack. You know, like someone is making their way very loudly through the forest.
Do we see them come out of the forest like just off to the right because they got turned around?
Anyway, Leopold and Lucas, you are making your way quietly through the undergrowth. You know that you won't be spotted, and suddenly Beastman. I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
You guys suddenly came out from the bush onto a small clearing where you see the following, herd. A dozen beastmen sit
Oh my god.
or walk, around this place. And there's one more thing. There's little girl sitting in the middle of the clearing, playing with few of them. Like she's playing the I don't know what's in English. What's it called? The game where children clap their hands and clap their parents' hands.
Patty cake.
Patty cake.
Yeah, she's playing that with a thing that's covered in fur and has the legs of a goat. The beastmen that you are seeing are pitiful creatures. There's dozen of them, but they are emaciated, thin, and there are four proper beastmen. Creatures with heads of goats or dogs or wolves or rams, and the other 8 are small humanoid furry creatures with almost human faces and little tiny horns. They are the 4 larger beastmen. They all have crude spears and shields, while the smaller all have simple hand weapons, axes, rusted swords. One has a pickaxe, and they also have primitive wooden shields. Not all of them, mind you. Essentially, you've walked right into them. They turn around, they look at you. The little girl, stops her game with this thing. She also looks at you, and it's like quiet.
Obviously, realizing the bad, realizing what potentially could happen, and seeing that she was playing with them, I shout out the name of the little girl we're looking for, whose name has escaped me at the moment.
Isabella.
Isabella.
It's me! She cries. She shouts. You see that she's not scared at all. She smiles at you broadly. She's not bloodied or beaten. Her clothes are a bit dirty, but other than that, she's just like 5-year-old girl with auburn hair, like her mother's, in fact. And she's like, "Have you come here to play with me and my friends?"
Yes, we have.
The beastmen growl at you and slowly begin to walk towards you. Now, do you have your amulets?
Yeah. I mean, I assume that's the kind of thing that's always on us.
One of you have lost his. I don't remember who it was.
Was it Vincent?
I think it was Vincent, because I think he gave it to the baker's daughter.
Yeah, you said she gave it back to me.
Oh, sorry. In that case, of course.
Yeah, we should all have it, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So, as the beastmen walk towards you, you suddenly realize that you understand what they are, growling to each other and to you. Food! They have food! Give us your food, clean skins! We are hungry, give us your food! Food!
Yeah, I give them. I slowly reach into my pack and give them some food. Not necessarily all of it, but some of it.
The one of the big ones. Because essentially 9 of them are walking towards you. The other 3 stayed with the girl, and it's like almost they're protecting her. One of the big ones looks at you, looks at the food. Food!
Except I don't hand it to them. I kind of toss it past them a little, so that they have to back up for it.
As you've tossed it, the smaller ones, of course, jump towards the food, but 2 of the bigger ones quickly, discipline them by smacking them over the heads with hafts of their spears, and you can understand what they are saying. You too, Leopold, of course, is that don't eat it, not yet. It will be for everyone. While the beastman, you don't know if it's the leader or if it's simply the one that is the first of them all to start speaking with you. The beastman looks at you, Lucas, and says, "More, give us more food."
I do the exact same thing.
All right. Of course, he also points at you, Leopold.
Okay. I'm not clear how much food I have on me. Let me take a look here. But if I have some, I will give it to them. I will just dump it out and kick it over.
All right. The beastmen gather the food and take it back towards the farthest edge of the clearing, while the leader goat points his spear with a flint blade at you, and he makes this gesture like "get away," and grunts, "Go now."
Well, I think we do.
"Don't you want to stay and play with baby goats?" cries Isabella. "They are so adorable!" And she begins to ruffle the fur on one of the beastmen, who's like, he doesn't attack her. He's not even angry at her. He's like,
I say, well, your mommy and daddy really miss you. Don't you want to go home to see them?
I would like to, of course. The bad man brought me here, but these are my friends, and they are very friendly. I know that they look quite scary,
okay.
but they're really not. Aren't you, kitties? You see that the beastmen are actually looking at her with almost something like affection, like she's one of their own.
I say, who is the bad man?
Oh, the bad man from the manor. He brought me here. He was speaking to my kitties, saying that he'll be back later. But I didn't understand that. I didn't understand what he was saying. But I don't know. I don't think that he may be that bad. I mean, these are my friends now, and they are very nice. And she hugs one of these creatures, who slowly and awkwardly also, hugs her. Yeah, what is the Empire's stance on beastmen.
Yeah.
Can we hear people talking out in the woods?
No way.
It's no idea this is going on? Okay.
If Sean does act, or if Vincent does act like he's ready to attack, I am going to stick my arm out and stop him, and remind him that He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day.
Yeah, Leopold remembers. Well, I guess actually maybe that's not a good. Leopold remembers murdering a beastman in that haunted house.
Yeah,
But,
the one that came through the painting.
right. But he's also not completely stupid and realizes that 12 on 2 is probably not good odds, and we need to at least go back and get the other guys and figure out how to sneak up on these guys. I say to the little girl, I say, don't you, or did you already say that? Don't you want to go home and see your mom and dad?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
Yeah. They're very worried about you. They haven't seen you in a long time.
Essentially, she looks at you. She looks at her friends. She looks like she's not sure what to do. The lead beastman, the one that spoke to you, looks at her, looks at you, and it's at this point that you've spotted the most disturbing thing of all. This thing has human eyes. They're not, they're not eyes filled with bloodlust, hate, anger. They're the eyes of a human. Of course, he has them in a goat's face, but for you that's incredibly disturbing. It lowers its spear, and it tries to speak in human. You take girl, run, leave Trotteldorf, leave, don't come back. The ritual will happen. Take the girl, leave, don't look back. The shaman. It looks like he's not sure what words he should be using. Shaman said he return. Kill girl. Summon forth the emissary. Emissary of the gods. He looks once again at the girl, looks at you, and you can see actual sorrow and regret in his eyes.
At that point, I tell Isabella to come here now, not in a shout, but in a very an order, without also sounding aggressive, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The little girl, she hesitates for a second, but gets up from the ground, hugs the nearest beastman once again, who also pats her on the head and hugs her back. And then, slowly and with little steps, she approaches you. As she's moving past the lead beastman, he also, scratches her behind the ear, affectionately. Go. Escape.
Any remaining food packets I've got, I'm going to throw to him.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I probably don't have a whole lot on me since most of that would have been in the thing anyway. But
yeah.
But that's just terrible.
Not our choice. Never our choice. Born like that. Not chose.
And then I'm gonna pick up Isabella once she gets closest to me, and kind of back into where we came from.
Run is the last thing that you are.
And then I'll start to run.
Hearing from is the last thing that you hear from the lead beastman. You run back to the cottage. They do not chase you. Sally and Vincent, you are here. Of course, at some point you're hearing,
trees falling over.
Yeah, you're hearing a sound of, of people running through the forest. And as as you begin to observe, you see Leopold and Lucas holding a little girl emerging from between the trees. So, please, by all means.
Where did you find her? Who was that?
The little girl is playing with Lucas's scars after that he has on his face. She's like poking them. She's a 5-year-old kid, so she doesn't know how and where did you get them.
I tell him that there was a herd of beastmen.
What? I want to unsling my rifle.
I hold my hand up and I said, "There's at least 12 of them." I am maybe going to not tell him that they were all emaciated, because I don't want us running back. Then I'm going to tell them that we heard, because obviously he knows we have the amulets. I'm going to imply that that's how we heard that they were discussing what was it exact? Hold on, let me flip back over to the notes.
A nearby
the
phone
shaman,
rings.
yeah, the telemarketers all day long. That the shaman was going to summon the emissary.
Hello,
at the ritual.
This is Carl Franz.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
During the ritual, and that we need, and so we grabbed the girl and ran.
What the beastman told you, yes, was that, and what you've gathered from the girl, was that someone from the manor brought her here, and the beastman told you that the shaman intended to sacrifice her to bring forward the emissary of the gods.
Yeah, but I don't tell him the beastman told us that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want him, essentially, when he unslung his rifle, I don't want him rushing in there, because and that's why I also left off the emaciated bit, because even though we probably could take 12 emaciated beastmen, one, now is not the time. Two,
it'd be weird.
So, so were you able to rescue her unseen?
No.
Yeah, we got
Or
it.
did you defeat him?
Did he make friends first?
You're a great warrior for defeating a dozen beastmen. I congratulate you.
La 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 la.
But so we have. She said that the man from the manor gave her to them, so we need to figure out. We need to stop the ritual.
We need to take the evidence that we have, the bust and papers.
Yeah. Show it to the girl.
Go back to the tavern. Return the girl.
No.
And drum up support to kill this dude.
Is this the person who took you? And then I'm gonna kind of gesture over to Sally to bring the bust.
Sally is okay. Are you bringing the bust? This is probably the strangest scene I ever had in a game of Warhammer Fantasy. 4 grown guys and a little girl in the forest, and a halfling is bringing out the bust from a burnout cottage.
Right.
I think if we bring that to the tavern, then the townspeople will take care of this for us. So I kind of agree with that. How big is it though?
The bust, small. You can easily grab it in both of your hands and take it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we're not going to bring the girl into the burned out cabin, but it'd be nice to see if she recognizes the person.
You take out the bust of von Burgruin. She looks at it. She frowns like a typical 5-year-old, and says, "Nah, that man had a funny he had a funny suit on him."
A funny suit.
Yes.
Oh no! Is it dumbass?
Might be the magistrate. Wasn't the magistrate wearing some
Yeah, well, Magistrate was wearing robes, and he had this rather peculiar, hat on his head.
Can I describe that and see if that's what she's talking about?
Is that the priest?
No,
the magistrate.
The magistrate. He was. He's like he helps the bailiff, essentially. He's like an advisor.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, it's not uncommon for the empire, for the rulers to have wise men who are advising them in many matters, especially with nobility. As you've described, Magister Schlecht, she once again frowns, but then nods her head. Yes, that was him.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the funny hat, and he had those strange green clothes. And
Was he a Keslevite, or was he just a magistrate working with the Keslevites?
Well, Schlecht is not at least as far as you know, is not a Kislevite surname.
Okay.
And she's like, and he was speaking to my friends in their funny language.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no recollection of this guy for some reason.
He was.
We met him after we were confronted after looking into the hay.
Yeah.
The bailiff was on the horse, and then he had a bunch of
the one
other
that offered
guys.
us 100 gold to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that was Leonid himself who offered us that. My confusion then.
No, the magister actually, I think he did not even utter a single word to you.
Okay. We still haven't found Katya, though.
Right.
I think that finding her might be handy in whatever we do next.
Yeah, I think so, because I think we might need if it comes down to needing a sniper.
Yeah.
Suddenly you feel something in your pockets. You feel that your amulets are beginning to grow warm. Even warmer.
We should move.
Yeah.
To the east.
And your perception becomes hazy. It changes. All around you, the colors distort. The wind. Actually, there's a wind in the forest. It begins to blow. It smells of strange spices and foreign places.
Run!
You can't really, because it's like all you can do is just stand and do not fall.
Go!
Oh!
Are we in Araby again?
You are not. Because when the haze disappeared, and once again you can move your limbs, you see that you're not in Araby. Well, first of all, you see that you're not in the forest near Trotteldorf. Nor you are in Araby, although that did cross your minds because of the spices. You are standing on a stone floor, but it is not any ordinary stone. It is white marble, inlaid with strange and mysterious runes that only after a few seconds you not understand. You can understand them because you do not know the language in which they were written. But you have seen them before. You have seen them on your amulets, and you have seen them on the scraps of paper taken from von Burggreen's Hollow. All around you, you can see clouds. Like on your level of view. It's cold, but not unpleasantly so. It's more like a breeze. Breezy weather. The sky is clear. There is this funny feel in your ears, like, well, how would I say it? Like you are standing on a very tall, in a very tall place. Sorry, in a very high place.
Mhm.
There are no walls. There are simply pillars made from the same white stone that the floor is made from. Here and there are small bookshelves made from beautiful, like light, beautiful material. You're not sure if it's wood or maybe it's metal, but they are very intricately made. There's also a small table a few meters away from you, and what looks like a mix between a chair and a bed. On the table, there's a small bottle of wine. Or is it wine? You're not sure. It's ruby. It's some kind of ruby drink. The bottle itself looks like it's made from crystal, rather than normal glass. This whole place feels like it's a mix between a library, a living room, and something else. The girl
I'm gonna sheathe my weapons.
The girl is asleep in your arms, Lucas. While you are looking around you, completely confused. And only after a few seconds you realize that you're not alone in the room. You're not standing in the middle of it, as it turns out. Because in the middle of it, over a strange graphical design made from what looks like gemstones, platinum, gold, and silver, hovers a figure, cross-legged, with the staff hovering in front of it. You have seen this figure before. In a faraway land, in a faraway place, in your dreams, in dust by the Black Lotus. The elves, almond-shaped eyes, so inhuman. In fact, to you, Lucas and Leopold, they are, for some reason, much more inhuman than the eyes of the beastmen that you saw in the forest. Study you, their intent unknown. The elf seems to be completely oblivious to the fact that he's hovering about a meter over the ground, and that his staff, surrounded by shimmering runes of power, is floating in front of him. You can almost feel the power emanating from this item and its as well as its owner. The hairs on your arms and head stand up, and there's this feel in your bones, like right before or after a powerful storm. Welcome, Kaimon. We meet once again, and I see that you are all still among the lands of the living.
Did you pull us here?
This is not here, nor is it anywhere. It's well, I guess your simple minds would call it an illusion. But we don't have much time. What the beastkin told you in the woods, it is of grave importance that you will not heed its call.
We would not heed its call.
Oh,
Are you...
oh, your friend didn't tell you. Well, The poor unfortunate creatures living in the forest outside of this, and you see that his face was for a split second a distaste crossed it of this village. Those poor souls were once children of the villagers, those born with afflictions. Their parents have left them on the edge of the forest to be taken by the dwellers within. It's a rather curious thing, really. Most of those things kill, maim and burn even their former family members, but not them. There must be some trace of humanity left in those creatures. But that's not important. What is important is that you can leave Trotteldorf. You must make sure that the followers of the Northern powers will not succeed in their mission.
The Xathrodox.
Yes.
So this
Although
this ritual, this festival they want to have needs to not happen.
During that festival, the one called Schlecht, who is in fact a priest of one of the Northern powers, will attempt to summon a powerful entity from beyond the veil. A master, a general of sorts. One that has found favor in the eyes of his disgusting god. You've met some of the lesser creatures drawn forth from the realm of decay. Well, let me assure you, if that thing crosses the threshold, not only Trotteldorf, but many of your surrounding lands will perish. And the great annihilator will grow in strength in a land already violated by its disgusting hand.
So it looks like we need to kill this Schlecht guy.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
I think we're going to need help.
Yeah. Well, I think getting as quickly as we can back to the inn and seeing if they can help us figure out where the sharpshooter lady is.
If these beastmen aren't actually beastmen, if they're people, maybe they could help even.
Well, I think they are beastmen. They're just not.
It's not like a curse.
They're not chaos beastmen, maybe.
Yeah, they're well. There's some.
They're still pretty much unclean.
Yeah, I mean we're not going to be able to get around that. I mean they helped us, I think, as much as they're going to. Honestly.
Do not.
Yeah, and also
Do not
Sorry.
put your trust in the Biskin. Humans they may have been one day, but they're no longer. Even that weak race.
So we'll need the villagers' help then.
well, we definitely need the sniper. I don't think that we can get the villagers to rise up because they're so scared of the Xathrodox overseers.
What is your name?
Okay, so did that elf introduce himself before?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember if he did.
He did.
In Arabic, I don't remember.
Yeah, we just don't remember his name.
Okay.
So, or maybe I should just kind of addressing him. I'm going to be like, there was a before we came here or wherever we are, we were looking for someone, a lady with a rifle. Do you know anything of her?
Her mind does not belong to her anymore. Just like in case most of the villagers, just like in your case, except you. He points towards Vincent. There's a taint spread by this cultist. Taint in the grain. But worry not, humans. I will help you. Walk over to that table and drink some of the La Marchana.
Yeah, while
It
I'm here, do you have any more of that the Arab Black? Because I've tried to buy it elsewhere, and it's just way too dry.
He looks at you with the expression of you don't really know what that expression is, but he's not even saying any word. I suggest that you hurry up.
Yeah.
Leopold goes and takes a drink.
Yeah, you're not surprised to see, just the right amount of glasses. They are very beautiful. They're almost too beautiful to be real. It's like they're miniature pieces of art, As you are taking them in your hands, you are afraid that you're going to break them just by touching them, but they seem to be remarkably sturdy for something created out of thin crystal. You pour the drink into the glasses, and you can see that the drink changed color from deep ruby red to very, very bright orange. It smells of fruit, spices, and other things that you can't really name, but it smells very good.
How will this help us?
It will cure the demonic taint in your bodies. Schlecht used ichor, taken from the minor manifestations of the plague god, to taint the grain fields around this village.
Okay,
I raise my glass and say, "Salud," and I drink.
Yeah.
I want to look over to the wound I had earlier, and then drink as well.
You drank this, this liquid. It's refreshing, delicious. You don't really feel any differently after drinking it. Despite it being very sweet, you are feeling extremely refreshed. The elf, which name you've actually forgotten. It's like you're trying to remember, but it's all hazy. Looks at you. Grozny is not a Kislevite, but I'm sure you know this by now. Many moons ago, when von Burgruin has been killed for researching my race's remains in your world, his wife has been sent north to Kislev. What the Raven Knights did not know was that she was carrying a child. Of course, the boy, when he grew up, was fed with tales of unjust murder, greed, and general unfairness so ripe and present within your empire. Ironically, that's true, for I have never known such more a wretched nation than the Kingdom of Sigmar.
I want to look over to
Yeah, it's like,
Leopold.
But while his ire may have been just, he aimed towards a much darker path. A path that leads to ruin. An eightfold path. It was easy for Schlecht to manipulate this man. It was easy for them both to kill the former bailiff. He speaks the word bailiff as it's almost alien to his far superior tongue, and to install him. Now, the time comes for the ritual. The entity that they are attempting to summon, I don't care if it would destroy half of your lands. But here's the thing. Von Burgruin was researching our ley lines back when we were still in the old world. My kind built obelisks, symbols, over, well, places of power, so to speak. You won't understand anyway. If this thing will we manage to brought into reality, there's a chance that it will corrupt those ley lines. And that, humans, will be a true catastrophe. Not only to your nation, but to whole world. That's why you must do everything in your power to stop Schlecht and, in fact, the descendant of von Burgruin himself. My people have records of the entity that is about to be summoned. We have faced it before, during the great conflict in which our lore master aided your empire more than 200 years ago. It is a foul thing, able to corrupt entire lands, able to decimate
Hey,
armies.
you're breaking up.
Me?
Yeah, to me anyway.
No, you're
Was it-
coming in clear on my side.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, that's good.
Andy?
Yeah, I can't hardly hear.
Yeah, Andy, you're breaking up now.
Yeah.
I think it's on your
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Okay.
Andy, yeah, you're breaking up a bit.
Yeah,
I
let
look
me
over to
hold on, let me
Lucas
try.
and see him fading in and out of existence.
Yeah, essentially
he's caught in the war.
essentially as he's talking, you can feel being pulled back. Because that's the feel. It's like your skin, your limbs, your fingers, it's like they're being forced back into reality. It's rather unpleasant but not painful. Compare it to the feel of, sitting in a plane as it takes off. But much more like, much stronger. You must make sure, and you can also hear the elf's voice from like far away, that Schlecht does not succeed. If you manage to stop him, if you manage to stop them both, you must warn. No, he doesn't say must. You may warn the knights, for their provisions, are... Once
Okay,
again,
well-
you are standing outside of the destroyed cottage. Little girl in Lucas' arms is sleeping quietly, snoring lightly. You can still feel the taste of the strange drink on your tongues and feel the light breeze in your hair.
What time is it?
It's dark. Essentially, it's dark.
I think we need to get to the knights. We need to bring the bust so they can see the resemblance. To see that we're not crazy people.
Well, yeah, we absolutely need to bring all that stuff for sure. I don't know. I think we need to immediately get back to the tavern. I don't know. The knights aren't in town though, right?
Yeah, I think the knights come last. I think we need to deal with the situation first because it sounds like he was trying to get across that the provisions of the knights may also have.
Well, yeah, all
poison.
of the grain is tainted. So
Yeah.
if they, which they probably do, if they draw,
So it could
food
spread.
stuff from the area as part of their hives or whatever, they're going to be just as affected as everybody else.
So a messenger, sending out a messenger for that might be the quickest
I don't know.
solution.
I mean, do we trust a messenger?
Well,
Because
I think
everybody in the
probably
town is
don't have
tainted.
time to worry about that because
Well, my thought is that if we go get the knights, it's going to be much easier to kill them and stop the ritual with an army.
yeah, but the knights are in the wrong directions several days away. And every day we get closer to them, they're going to keep moving further away, I imagine. So I think...
I thought are the knights really several days away?
Well, you've met them this morning. Or
Well, but I mean, how far away is their keep?
The Knight's Raven, wasn't he journeying way? Wasn't he on his way to like Stirland or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
crap.
and when we met him, I don't know how many. We were at least 4 hours away. So I'm trying to remember the times. But
more. It was early morning.
yeah, it was. Yeah, like we met them, and then 4 hours later we got into the town. I think so. They're at least a day ahead of us at this point.
Okay, never mind then.
And that's if they stay still. They're a day ahead of us.
Right. Okay.
So
then a messenger would probably be the way to go then. I was thinking that their keep was nearby.
I don't even know if that's true. I don't know how near or far they are. But I mean, given that the Beastmen were like pretty clear that we just need to run, I don't know how much time we really have to solve this.
Yeah, I think the ritual might be happening soon, like next day.
It's during whenever that festival.
At the festival, yeah.
Yeah, which is like a day or two away.
Okay, all right. Well, obviously, I guess maybe we've set them back by having the girl. So I don't know how easily they can get another. Or, if she specifically is needed, or if it's just any kid.
Well, we could, and this is the Wissenlander and me. We might be able to use her to draw out the target.
Well, my original idea had been to find is it Katrina? Is that the name, or Katiana? That's the Katia, yeah. And get her in on the plan to assassinate him. But it sounds like she's as crazy as the rest of the crazy people and probably can't be reasoned with.
No, it might put a bullet in one of our heads if we try to find her.
Okay, you guys figure it out. I'm taking 5-minute break and coffee break.
Good.
Yeah, so to speak.
All right.
You guys figure it out. We'll be back soon.
Okay.
I think we need to get back to the town and get the girl to her parents, and then from there.
But do we want to do that? Because I think we might be better off stashing her with the Kislevite carriage driver. Yeah, Alessia.
Maybe.
Because I just don't know if we can entirely trust the parents yet.
Well, that's true. I don't know, but I mean, it seemed like they wanted her back. It seemed like
and they probably do. But also, if we give her back, then the Kislevites in charge are going to know that we know as well.
Mm-hmm.
If we stash her with Alessia, then they don't know that we know, and that gives us a little bit.
But is she key, or is it just a sacrifice, or does she have to be the sacrifice?
I'm not sure.
Well, but at this point, they don't know. They don't know that she's gone. Most likely.
No. So I think we can either try to strike before they catch on to anything, or we strike by baiting them with what they find out. I think
the problem is clearly those Kislevite overseers are tough guys, right? So I don't think we can win by baiting them. I think we have to use stealth.
Yeah.
To get them while they're not expecting us to.
Can we convince the town people to at least tie them up while we get inside and deal with the leaders?
I mean, we can try, but I don't know that we're going to be able to get, because I mean they're all so beaten down and scared. They basically all have Stockholm syndrome.
Do you think we could get the innkeeper would probably be on our side on this whole thing? If do you think the Kislevites ever eat or dine at the inn?
Oh, that's good. That's a good idea. Maybe.
And
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, because it's the only place in the city.
Yeah.
Because like we can either get them on whatever their own, unless they're already eating and drinking that stuff. But we might be able to spike their drinks, and then maybe we can ambush the higher ups.
Yeah, well, I'm also wondering if I mean, just maybe they already like that stuff because they're already chaos cultists. But who knows? I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna go get something to eat, and I'll be right back.
Okay. But or we could use the old-fashioned, some other kind of.
Yeah, just poison in it.
Yeah. But yeah, I picked up sharpshooter, so I think if we can hit the magistrate first, wherever, like if we have to set up in the, probably not the Temple of Moor, I'd probably get fired for that, but if we set up like outside the manor to where
and then, you know what, we can use Katia as the patsy for that. If, 3 of us are there, seen, when he takes a headshot.
I think if it comes to that, I think it'd be just an all-out, everybody throw everything they have at him.
Yeah.
Instead of risking a single shot. But yeah, we can ambush them outside the manor. We can see if we can take out some of the Kislevites prior to doing something like that. We could probably ask anybody in town when the festival's going on, and we can kind of use that as a gauge.
Well, I think let me flip over to last week's notes.
That's coming up. I just don't know if it's like tomorrow or if we have a day. But if we're short on time, we just need to like.
It's essentially the next night at 6. Yeah.
Okay, so
6
we had
p.m.
like 20 hours.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. I need to go get some coffee too.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So, Sally, you still there?
Yeah, I'm in.
What are your thoughts on Gennaro?
I don't know. I was talking to Michael about it before. I think we need to get him to a priestess of Shalia or something. I think it's out of our expertise.
Yeah, but is it something that we try to commit him and go on our own, or is it something that you're going to try to stay with him? Because
we need to keep him like under control until we get to Marienburg, and then I think once we get to Marienburg, we have options.
Yeah, I think by the time we get to Marienburg, you need to make the hard choice of if he's coming with us or if. And now remember, on the way to Marienburg, I think there's Altdorf. I'm not quite sure the route we're taking, but
I think we're going straight to Marienburg. There's a few villages and towns and stuff, but I don't think we're doing Altdorf first.
Well, okay, because I think it's on the way. I just don't know what the route is.
Yeah, I want to see if we can, because I know in the rules, like a doctor can heal like addictions and ailments and stuff.
Yeah, I might have friends in Altdorf too for whatever reason, but if we end up going there, I might investigate that, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for now, like, everyone just needs to keep him from drinking. Like, he'll actually need to drink, like, occasionally just to fight off the shakes, you know what I mean? But
yeah, water it down or something.
Yeah, like, you can't go cold turkey on it, so you need to...
Yeah, but yeah, what I was saying before was, like, he needs some other kind of motivation to kind of like pull him away, like another type of not necessarily a drug, but either something that he's very, very into, whether it's like crafting or religion or something that can kind of be his mental drive that will pull him away from alcohol.
I'm going to have to talk to him about that. I think for now we just need to keep him stable.
Yeah. Not gambling, though. That wouldn't be a good thing.
And he has to buy Alessia a very, very nice bottle of vodka.
Oh, yeah. Because Gennaro drank it.
Yeah. The big no-no. Stealing from your friends. So if we can't get the villagers on our side, I'm kind of out of ideas for this.
Well, yeah, it seems like we need to kill both those guys kind of like immediately, and then
But
the rest.
They're like leadership, though. You know what I mean? Like we have to get in close, and we need to count on the fact that if we can kill them quick, everyone's going to stop trying to attack us. Because they might just keep coming, and that's way too many. We're going to get killed there, you know? So I want to try and do it so it's not a suicide mission.
That's kind of why I was thinking if we can poison them in some fashion. At least the minions.
We'll talk to the innkeeper and see what he thinks.
Okay, I still don't think we should...
Too, right?
Yeah, I don't think we should bring her back yet, though.
Keep her at the wagon and see her.
Yeah, and we're not going to tell the innkeeper that she's at the wagon. Tell her we've stashed her somewhere or something. But
that's a good way to make him an enemy of ours, though.
Well, except for that, if we tell him where and he's part of it, then they know. You know, then there was no point in stashing her at the wagon.
Let's just say we haven't found her yet, but we did find this bust of the guy. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Yeah, we can deny having found her.
But Gennaro could be watching her back at the wagon. You know?
Nah, he's gonna be too drunk. Alicia can watch it.
One issue is, don't we have to go like completely through the town to get to Alessia?
No, I don't think so.
We could probably walk around it.
I mean, it's already night.
Put her in a burlap sack. We have a 5-mile walk through the night. That might be...
I don't think it's night yet, is it?
Yes,
No, I
it
think
is.
you said
It's
it
dark
was. It was
out.
dark now.
Oh.
And Andy, you said the event is essentially 20 hours
next
from
night,
now at
yeah.
6 o'clock, so we only have a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get back to the wagon and stash the kid, and then we'll go to the inn.
Well, I think if we told him that she was safe and we've got her hidden for her safety, I think we could probably tell him that. Because that would explain. That way, we could explain how we know what we know a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think it's worth letting him know that we saved her and that we're just hiding her because
Bad things are going to happen.
Sacrifice for this
Yeah.
ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that if he's really on our side, like I think he would understand that, because they can't do the ritual if they can't sacrifice her, and if they know she's here, they're gonna, they might still be able to sacrifice her.
Or the one thing I'm not sure of is if she is the one that needs to be sacrificed, or if it's just anybody and they just got their hands on her. So they might just be able to grab somebody else and continue on with it.
I would think that there's probably some kind of significance, because why would they have captured her so early?
Yeah, maybe it's age and thing.
Right, she might not necessarily be the only one, but I don't suspect it would be easy to procure another child that fast.
Yeah. We could swap her with Gennaro and see if they notice.
Let's put a wig on Sally.
What am I doing here? That's a good idea. Throw everything else out the window. Let's go.
I'm back.
All right.
The one other thing I will say is, it is night.
assholes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is night. If we are going to go stealth and eliminate some of our potential people we've got to deal with, nighttime while they're asleep is probably the best time.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Miguel, we decided to dress Sally up as the little girl.
What? No, like, for real?
No.
No.
No, we're going to
for real.
stash her back with Alicia. We are going to talk to her father and let her... Wait, what? Isn't his wife the daughter of the ex-bailiff?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And she even told you that she doesn't have a proof, but she thinks that her father has been murdered.
Yeah, and so we're gonna stash Isabella with Alicia. We're gonna go to them. We're not gonna tell them where she's stashed. We're gonna tell her that she's safe and that she was needed to be sacrificed, and that's why we're not telling them where she is yet. But then we're gonna, I guess, let them in on the plan and see. First thing is to see if they've got any kind of knowledge that will help us, and then maybe we're gonna do a little breaking and entering and a little throat slitting tonight.
Okay.
In other words, we're not sleeping a whole lot for the next 20 hours.
And we're also going to see if the innkeeper gets any of the Keslavite lawmen into his inn for drinks, and if that's the case, see if he can assist us with disposing of a few via poison or putting something in their food.
And also
for the next
to
day.
obviously quit serving anything made with local grain.
Yeah,
Stop eating.
he might know some people in town that might be trustworthy too. That could kind of help sway things if need be.
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing we're going to do then is swing by the cart and then head out to the inn and then get some information. Then we'll go in with the daggers in the dark.
Okay.
Obviously, the assassination plan is subject to change because we might find out that that's not doable or such, and we'll reevaluate that after we the first two steps are to drop off the girl with Elysia and then get to the foaming mug. Those are our first two steps. Everything after that is kind of still up in the air.
Very well. You are making your way, well, you are trying to make your way back to the village, but it's dark. I mean, it's dark like, right after the sunset, so not pitch black, but you are in the forest. So, Lucas, you need to lead them out.
Okay.
And for that you will need, of course, to, give Isabella to someone else.
Okay, I'll hand her over to Leopold since he was there
All right.
with us
Sounds good.
when she was rescued.
By the way, each of you roll willpower. You don't have to worry about botches on this one.
Good, because I failed miserably.
Oh.
So did I.
297s. Wow. All right.
What's this for?
All of you are extremely distressed at what happened with the elf. You are all relatively simple people from a land which is superstitious and, where things like magic are generally frowned upon. And suddenly you are being once again transported by some fey creature to do his bidding. It's really creeping you out.
I thought he wanted to get the band back together.
Yeah. Not to mention, but that's of course your private opinion. At this point, you're not even. You don't have any delusions as to being basically his errand boys, so to speak. Just so you know, you are you don't know when this will happen to you next time. For example, if you are in the inn, or if you are with a girl, or you are in a bag. So, it's really disconcerting. And that's this thing.
And with the amount of fiber he really doesn't want to address this while we're in the bog.
Yeah.
We are, as you said, simple people.
Yeah. You are.
The amount of beer and the amount of fiber, not a good combination.
No, actually, it's pretty explosive, so to speak. Yes, indeed it is. So, Lucas, roll for your, follow trail, or outdoor survival, or navigation, or whatever else you want. Well, not whatever.
Okay.
Not whatever else. You know what I mean. I'm going to roll for cooking. Oh man, Andy's. He can be stabbed today. It's like, it's fine.
Well, not navigation. Silent move totally stopped, but not navigation.
Okay. You rolled for silent move?
No.
When we had the silent
we screwed
move,
up the silent move. So
yeah. To your surprise, Lucas guides you out of the forest in a complete dark, even faster than you've entered it. It's like his sense of direction is uncanny. And, he's very, very good at what he does. Eventually, if you look at the map, you enter Trotteldorf through the road to the southeast. So, right next to the orchard.
Okay, number 10. Got it.
After speaking with your ASCO employer, you actually do feel something as you enter the town. It's like this sense of foreboding, this sense of dread. Definitely, the rye field to your right doesn't help things either. The elf did mention that the cultists were using, what was to your ears essentially demonic fluids, maybe demon blood, maybe demon spit. Although you're trying not to think too much about such things. To poison.
At least it's Nurgle and not Slanesh.
Yeah. Well, I would probably prefer Slanesh, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, probably.
Yeah. And they are using it to poison the fields, and you also had that poison within you. You're just hoping that this drink that you had actually managed to cure it, or dispel it, or whatever else it did. It's dark already. There are, of course, lights burning in the windows of the cottages. You don't hear. Nice one, Andy.
Stone Temple Pilots, sorry.
No worries. Of course, you do hear, the typical sounds of the village at night. Few arguments from some of the cottages, sounds of laughter, sounds of people making love, or, drinking. It's all there. There's also the sound of the small river, right in front of you, so you can see it on the map. It's right there.
Yeah, I guess we want to keep Leopold as out of sight as possible since he's carrying the girl.
Yeah, and now that was my second question. How are you planning to bring the girl to the wagon?
Is there any way
going around the town, right?
Yeah, I mean, is there any way? I guess now that we know that the field is all corrupt, we probably don't want to walk in it. But is there a way we can kind of skirt it? Then maybe. So I'm looking at the map. Kind of skirt the edge, dart over to the bridge, and back to the edge.
But what edge are you talking about?
The edge of the green, where the green meets the rye field.
You do understand that the mansion is on number 6.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking up.
Yeah.
But at least to the bridge, we can get there to the bridge number 7.
Okay.
We can kind of skirt it that way, and then maybe figure out from there. Before we cross the bridge, maybe we can kind of reconnoiter at the river how to get to the next batch, because the wagon is up the road past 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, it's past 4.
Yeah. So we got to go just past the mansion and swing a right. Okay.
Okay. Well, this is Lucas' plan. Are you guys cool with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just need a contingent if we come across a guard. So if we could start our. Do we want to start our daggers in the dark if we come up against anybody who wants to stop us, or do we try to negotiate our way out of it? Or
one person negotiates, the rest of us come up from behind and kill the guard, because we have to kill him anyway, right? I mean,
well, it depends. I mean, if it's a Kislevite or somebody clearly working for a Kislevite, then yeah, I think we do go ahead and slit their throat and throw them in the rye field, without making as little noise as possible. I think if it's just stumbling upon a townsperson, maybe we throw a couple of coins their way and tell them, they didn't see us and we're hunting for Katia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you can always act crazy, and that might get you out of it.
Yeah.
If we come across a kiss of like guard and they spot us, someone act like they're negotiating with them or pleading with them or something, and then whichever one of us can just come up behind them and.
Yeah, why don't I'll be in the front. Maybe Vincent and I kind of are in the front with Leopold and Sally kind of towards the rear, so Sally can he's already short and it's already dark. He can skirt around and
I'm not going to be very sneaky, so
crotch stab somebody.
I feel like also I'm going to have a little bit of a problem with my hands full since I'm carrying.
Right, and we want to keep you in the dark as much as well, so that if they spot us, they don't see you carrying the girl as well.
Yeah.
Maybe even if we can put a cloak over you, so that you maybe look lumpy, but not obviously carrying a little girl.
Try my best.
Are you talking to Leopold?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Or we can put her up on your shoulders and put a cloak over you, Sally. So.
Or yeah, or it could be
really long trench coat.
Yeah.
It could be Sally's friend. Put Sally's cloak over her, and I'm sure she likes games. Maybe she can play a halfling.
Well, she's sound asleep.
Oh, she's asleep now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's better for us if we keep her that way. I feel like if she wakes up, it might be a problem.
Put a cloak over her, and if anybody asks, it's a sack of potatoes.
So that's what you're doing. You're skimming the rye field to the right, and as you work your way, right through the edges of the field, there is this sense of dread, of uncertainty, of fear. There is something over this town. There is something very, very wrong. Now, I want to each of you roll a dice. D10. On a roll of 7, something bad happens. You can, of course, use luck points to, reroll that.
Woo!
Nice. You've made it over to the bridge, and as you left the field, the sense of dread diminished. It's like you've walked out of a dangerous place.
We were trying to not actually step foot in the field if we didn't have to.
Yeah, but you were near it.
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we all are superstitious, and obviously, if we know that that's cursed, like in our minds, even being in the field is.
That's one thing, but there was the other thing. As the closer you got to the field of rye, the more scared you were. It's as if you felt that it would be incredibly dangerous, to even approach this place.
Okay. While we're still, when we've left, so we're not quite at the bridge.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Does it look like maybe if once we cross the bridge, if maybe we could skirt around behind the houses next to the common pasture?
Yeah.
To get past the. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we want to try to do.
Although, take a look at the map. As you can see, there are trees right next to the road, on both sides actually, while the common pasture is a pretty open terrain, which is clearly visible from every single direction, though it is dark. So,
and
maybe just go behind the houses.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
The common pasture, but behind the houses.
Right, because you see there's walls and stuff along the backs of the farmsteads.
Yeah. Well, they're not walls exactly. There are more like fences.
Whatever.
So how about
keep low.
Me and Leopold go behind houses. You guys walk on the road. So if there's anybody in the road that would see us in the back, you can distract them. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll follow along.
Yeah, and you guys, keep low.
And you can give us the go-ahead before it's time to cross the road around 5 on the map and 4. You know what I mean? 'Cause that looks like a busy intersection.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. If you don't hear us talking, assume the coast is clear. But if you hear us start raising our voices and talking with somebody, just take cover.
Or just make loud conversation amongst yourselves just so we could still hear you. You know what I mean?
Well, that will be our signal to you.
That there's somebody
see
there.
Something, yeah.
And if you hear us very awkwardly saying, "Well, yes, officer," or anything like that, obviously, yeah, just the two of us are casually wandering the town for no reason.
You're not
We're
gonna
just
take
talking-
me alive, copper! You can always say and, start the shootout.
We're just talking civilly with you 6 armed gentlemen. One of you clearly a champion.
And I love your hat. Are you a Magister?
Sigmar? Nah, I never liked him. Not really. Yeah. Oh, so anyway, 2 of you are making your way through the road,
Yes.
while 2 of you are flanking left and moving right through the common pasture.
Well, if they're trying to stay right on the fence line.
Yeah, right on the fence line. So,
The shadows.
yeah, from one side you are protected by the fences, from the other side you are protected by the trees. Few of them, they may be, but they're still better than nothing.
And the dark.
And the dark, of course. Let me see now.
And silent move.
Without any problems, after a couple of minutes, you've reached the wagon. Well,
All right.
more like 10 minutes because you were, walking very carefully, listening to everything around you, searching for Kislevites or, Gods forbid, the Magister or Leonid Grozny or whatever the hell his real name is, and so on and so on. But you've managed to reach the wagon. Although, Vincent, as you were walking past the Temple of Mor, you felt something.
And I'm going to give my salute as I go by, but
All
go
right.
ahead.
You felt something. But that's all. So,
Good
Yeah?
feeling, bad feeling. Lucas with his hand in my pocket.
strange feeling. Strange feeling.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all. Eventually, you reach the wagon. Olesia comes out from inside. You're not surprised to see a loaded pistol in her hand, but as she sees you, she tucks it under her long, thick cloak. So, you've returned.
Just for a few minutes.
The boy is still asleep. He'll have a hell of a hangover tomorrow.
That's probably not a bad thing. We we have another sleeping child we need you to watch after for the night.
Who's that child? She has this, she always has this stone-like expression. Her mimicry is practically dead. She looks stoic. She looks a bit bored. Like she's seen everything in life. Have you kidnapped this child? Did you kidnap this child?
No, we have rescued her. She's intended to be a sacrifice tomorrow night.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Not our sacrifice.
Yes.
We rescued her from a sacrifice.
I'm not stupid.
I'm going to go in the back and
Besides,
just
I would
check on
not think that you
Gennaro.
would be able to sacrifice a chicken, let alone a child. Very well, I will take care of her, although it's probably not a good idea to put her in the same space as the drunk. I hope you won't
Probably
mind,
not.
but he'll be sleeping this night outside.
We trust you. You're
Will you
You've proven.
Will you require help?
Possibly.
For now, keep an eye on her, and if we need help, we will let you know.
Because that's something interesting. Maybe we can leverage
We-
her Xathrodox to lure, I don't know, take out some of the guards, or... Well, we should probably, if she's offering to help, we should probably fill her in on the targets and why.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good idea.
I want to check on Gennaro while you guys are doing that, but I don't want to wake him up. Just kind of like concerned, you know. Make sure
He
he's...
stinks of alcohol, literally stinks, and he's snoring loudly. You know, he's basically a drunk who has passed out.
You know, he can sleep outside to let the girl in the.
Yeah, except then we
wagon.
gotta move. Then we gotta move him outside.
That's he's going to sleep through it, I'm sure. But yeah, better he is sleeping outside than she is sleeping outside.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you and I, we can pick him up and put him down.
Yeah, he probably won't. You know, he won't even wake up. He's in such a state. He's basically stinking drunk.
Yeah, and then we're going to fill Alessia in on the roles of the Xathrodox and the Magister, who is our main target. Because being that she's also a Xathrodox, she might have some perspective that might help us in dealing with them. We're also going to fill her in and see if... do we have any poisons or anything?
She listens to your story without, you know, uttering a single word or, you know, even twitching a single eyebrow. It is unfortunate that some of my countrymen worship the same darkness that time and time again descends from the north to raid our lands. It is a great shame, and one that I will be happy to expunge. Now, I am no warrior woman, but the organization has supplied me with a number of devices that may help me on the road and help any operatives with their missions. While you are not officially working for the organization, you did serve the Empire with great distinction. So there will be no harm with me letting you use them. How do you plan to do that? How do you plan on stopping this Schlecht and Grozny?
I think
Now,
by...
just one thing. If they do plan on sacrificing, if they were planning on sacrificing the girl to whatever dark gods they are worshipping, we may have less time than we think. After
The
all,
ritual is supposed to happen 6 o'clock this next night, so yeah, we're on.
Are you
we're on
sure
the,
about that, or are you just saying that because there will be a festive coming? Who said that they are not going to sacrifice her earlier? You're not an occultist.
No, I guess the bottom line is we're going to try to take care of this as soon as possible.
Yes.
From this point on, we're going to try to thin out the ranks of the Xathrodox guards, and if we have an opportunity, to take out the leadership, we will do that in haste.
There have been deaths in this village while you were away. In fact, there have been deaths, quite a few, many deaths, from the very early morning of this day, when we arrived.
With this,
People dying in their beds or in the fields. Not enough for us to notice. But ever since you left, I've made my rounds around the town, few dozen people are already lying in the temple of Mor, waiting to be buried. Their limbs blackened. Apparently they've died of suffocation.
Any claw marks?
No. I've entered the temple with my face covered with a cloth soaked in kvass, so to protect myself. I saw the bodies. No marks were on them.
Because we had a situation on our way out into the forest, and then I'm gonna explain the beasts that
You didn't kill
we
the
engaged.
beasts.
No, the
The demon.
we don't know, but the demons and the little Nurglites or whatever.
She's
The plague bearer,
She
presumably.
spits over her shoulder. Bah! Upire. Evil spirits. Worshipped by the northern folk. We are accustomed to them. In Kislev. The northern tribes usually summon them when they invade us, and through us try to invade you. Our ice maidens and wise women are the best defense against them, for more often than not, even the strongest steel can be turned aside by the unnatural hide. They are the spawn of the northern gods. They are everything unnatural and
they are
disgusting.
So they are chaos.
We do
Trying to
not
think
use
if we would know that.
we do not use that word lightly, especially in the north. Words have power, son of Mor. You never know what will hear the words that you are speaking out. What vile deity or one of its servants. I would advise you to be careful with them. Anyway, this is the proof that this village is under the taint and watchful eye of the northern gods. Normally I say that we should call the witch hunters. Even though they would leave no one alive here, it would still be better than leave even a single of those cultist whoresons to escape and spread their taint somewhere else.
I don't think we have the time for that.
Yes, indeed we don't. Was that
So
nice?
what?
Oh, I'm going through my bits box. I didn't realize you could hear that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So-
Brian.
So so what items might you have to assist us? And do you have any ideas of yourself that be grateful?
Flamethrower.
Well, normally it should fall to one of the operatives to do this mission, someone like Deadeye or Nihilus. Any of you can use a Hochland long rifle.
I can, or I probably can.
It's basically it's an experimental weapon. It's not just firearm.
Okay.
So
well
unless
then,
you have a weapon skill experimental, I mean, you will be able to use it
Oh,
without
it's-
half of the penalty, but there will
It's
still
a-
be penalty because it's a very difficult gun to master.
yeah, it's weapon group engineer.
Yeah.
I just have gunpowder.
You see that she approached the wagon and grabbed something from the top, a long package wrapped in cloth. She unwrapped the weapon, beautifully made, long rifle with a strange scope on the top.
So what would the penalties be to use that?
Normally, it's half your ballistic skill, and you can reload it after you shoot it once, because you don't know how. But since you have gunpowder weapons, I always change it so that, for example, the penalty is only minus 20%.
I think I'd probably still... I'd probably still be better off with the firearm. The only thing it has over what I have is more range.
This weapon has been modified. See the scope? It's been made in the Gold College in Altdorf. It is able to... It allows the user to see in the dark. This weapon uses special ammunition. She brings the box from the top, opens it. It's a very small box actually, it's not very big. Inside you see 3 small round bullets. They're made from what looks like silver. Alchemy ammunition from the workshops of Nuln. They can pierce even a full plate with a single shot. So, that's it. For something, if you want something for close encounters, I have this. She takes down another box, opens up. Inside there are 2 rows of strange devices. One row contains spheres. They are very similar to the grenades that Deadeye was using. The other contains small cylinders, not bigger than the palm of your hand. These are dwarven-made hand grenades. The cylinders are something from the Gold College as well, made with the help of the dwarves. Essentially, they produce light and sound sufficient to knock out a person, distort them.
I'm going to take one of each of those.
Yeah.
Now, be careful with those. If you'll be caught in a radius, you won't be able to hear or see anything for a couple of seconds.
You know, the engineers of Altdorf owe me one, so I'm gonna take the long rifle.
Yeah, I've heard that.
The accursed Darius strikes again.
Funny that, from what I've heard, it was Jubal Falk who created the formula for the alchemy ammunition.
Well, I'll have to thank him next time I see him.
Yeah, like Falk is sitting, in his chair. At least Darius won't use the ammunition that I've created.
He's making it with me in mind, like this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
for the accursed Darius.
Well, joke's on you, Falk.
I bet each one is inscribed with a curse.
Yeah, I guess Vincent.
It has my name on it.
Yeah, it says fuck Darius. So, and the last crate she takes down. This one is probably contains a weapon because it's rather long, rather big, and sturdy. Well, they're all sturdy. Secured with iron and made from very good quality wood. She opens that. Inside there's indeed a firearm. It looks like a handgun, although it's very, very short. A little bit longer than a pistol. It has 3 barrels, but here's the kicker. The barrels are big. Something that the engineers began to work on before the invasion. It is a grenade launcher. Now, it fires 3 shots with each pull of the trigger, although I've heard that it's very experimental, if you know what I mean. I have a couple of different ammo types for that. There's the she once again ramages through the wagons crates. There's the what's here, incendiary shells. This I think have acid in them. These are shrapnel. Oh, and these are called Minotaur stoppers. Apparently they are filled with some kind of strange metal, very hard, that when it hits something, it will put it down. This is all I can offer you for this task. I was supposed to bring this to one of our men in Marienberg, but since this happened, I guess that he won't mind.
Let's just think of this as quality control.
Something like that.
We'll try to bring it all back in one piece.
Well, naturally, the
or should I say, we'll try to bring all the pieces back?
Oh, yeah, much better. Naturally, the grenade launcher and the grenades themselves are if you would like to assault the manor in which these villains reside. But why do this if you can end them with a single shot? And she points towards the Hochland rifle. Oh, by the way, Jason, if you are going to use the rifle, this rifle is the best quality, essentially.
But
if we could use the
best quality Hochland long rifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we use the rifle and it goes wrong, we could blame it on Katya.
Yeah.
That might be a smart way to try it.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It's using her for a patsy.
Yes, well, unfortunately, I was supposed to deliver another piece to Marienburg, some kind of device that you attach to the barrel, which I've heard muffles the shot, but it hasn't been finished by the time we've left known. So it will still be quite loud.
Understood.
I think at this point Lucas is probably getting a little antsy. Wants to make it to the foaming mug to talk to the bartender.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure Gennaro's got the blanket over him and it's pack under his head, and make sure the girl's all.
Yeah, the girl sleeps in the wagon. Gennaro sleeps outside the wagon, snoring loudly. He's covered. Remember that it is quite cold, especially during the nights. Winter is slowly coming to an end, but that doesn't mean that it's warm already.
I'm going to cover all the fancy-looking pieces of the rifle.
No,
with
the
cloth.
rifle doesn't have fancy pieces. It's very practical. It's just beautifully made.
Okay.
By that I mean that it's that you can feel in your hand that it's a quality weapon. It's much lighter than the size would indicate. It's very well balanced. The trigger is very smooth. You're trying the mechanism, the cocking mechanism, and it's quiet. Essentially, it doesn't utter a single sound. But it's the scope that's most impressive. As you've put the scope to your eye, Olesia took your hand and pressed one of your fingers to some kind of symbol, like a rune, on one side of the scope, and basically, everything in your field of view went green. It's like a night vision.
I have this Kevin Costner from Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Moment.
Yeah,
looking through a magnified
the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who can actually use the grenade launcher?
It's engineering weapon. You probably know how to use it, but yeah. Well, I mean, it's like a firearm. You pull the trigger and you fire.
Yeah.
we just probably won't know how to reload it.
No, you won't be able to.
Or how to deal with it breaking your shoulder from the kick.
Yeah. Well, it has a buttstock of a rather strange design. You've never seen anything like that. It's like it just looks strange.
Even with padding, that's still gonna hurt like heck.
Yeah, there is padding, in fact. Same with the Hochland rifle, but still.
All right.
Well, do you guys do you want me to take the grenade launcher, or do you think somebody else would be better using it?
I don't have any kind of gun-related skills, so
I
it's
don't
worthless
either.
to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do we leave it or do we take it? Like, is what I'm getting at. Because I don't have any gun skills either. I'm a crossbow guy.
Yeah, and since you are a crossbow guy, maybe somebody else should for that reason.
Well, I mean, do we need to take it with us right now? Because if we are going to go back to the
We're going to the inn first, right?
Right. If we're going to go assault the manor, we got to go back past right where we are right now anyway.
I think we should have all the tools with us, because a situation might arise that is too good to pass up, and if we don't have the tools with us, we'll be not shooting ourselves in the foot with a grenade launcher because we don't have one.
I would advise you using the grenade launcher as a last resort weapon. First of all, it doesn't fire like a normal firearm. It fires over a... well, I don't know the fancy word.
Like throwing a javelin?
Something like that. Essentially, if you're going to aim it really badly, you can place the explosive at your feet. And I've heard that these acid rounds can dissolve even the troll skin. Oh, and
if it does,
its range is very short too.
Yeah, I say we leave that here.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's really big and cumbersome, and we're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. The rifle, though,
you are actually thinking, why the hell would an Imperial operative in Marienburg need any of these weapons?
I think those are questions we don't want to know the answer to. So, as my old man used to say, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Exactly.
I think we are firmly in that right now. Yeah, I say we leave the grenade launcher here for the moment. We go talk to the parents at the Foaming Mug. Although the long right, well, no.
I might try to find a position where I can see the front of the manor while you guys go off.
Okay. We should probably send two people.
More there.
Sorry, what?
Snipe from the Temple of Moor.
I think that would be very frowned upon by...
Yeah, I don't know that we want him going into the Temple. I don't trust those bodies, and I don't trust the leader of the Temple of Moor with those bodies in there.
Now, wasn't there a house that was abandoned because of, where's Kadia's house. Does that have a view of the manor's entrance?
Wait a second, I'm going to...
I'm trying to...
It's number 2.
Number 2, so not really... What's number 6? Is number 6 a house? Or, sorry, 5.
Number 5 is Village Green, simply put.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't really have good sniping positions here.
I would have to take over a house that's right at the entrance or something.
Yeah.
That's probably not going to happen.
And essentially you would also have a single shot only.
Yeah.
Well, if you do plan on using the rifle, then I suggest a well-tested and tried method of our organization. One of you needs to go to the manor and essentially lure out the target so that the shooter may end it. Him.
That would be so pretty much like what happened with us before. We were in a conversation which kept the guard still to line up the shot, and then I could take the shot, and if anybody tries to rush out to pursue me, that might give you options to let yourself into the manor, as well as abandoning whoever was in the manor that could get in your way.
Oh, I just thought we'd say, hey, Chaos Sorcerer dude, can you come out? And then you put a bullet through his head.
Well, sure, but then they're going to investigate who did that, and that might allow you to go after the bailiff because everybody else is after me.
Okay, well let's go to the let's go see what we can do with the
parents.
with Isabel's parents. Yeah.
You do that. I will stay here, guard the wagon and the gear.
Could one of the horses be saddled in case I get pursued and I need to ride out quickly?
Actually, we will talk about it when Forrester here returns.
Okay.
It's not that easy.
Okay, let's go deal with the parents.
Right. You're making your way through the Trotteldorf.
And I'm assuming it's still early night, right? Like 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Okay.
It's early. It's more like 8, really, 8:30.
Okay.
I presume that all of you are going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sean, you too?
Yes.
All right. Eventually, you reach the place. Enter inside. There are very few people, and the atmosphere is, well, so to speak, rather, morbid. You see the owners, of course. They're both behind the bar, cleaning mugs. There's Gilda and there's Remas.
I think we want to speak to the mother.
All right.
First. Because obviously they can't both... We want to speak to them somewhere quiet, but they can't both leave the bar front.
And one of you please roll D10 and tell me if you've rolled one.
I rolled a 4.
All right. Cool. So, other than you, there are a few peasants, enjoying late drink, or pretending to be enjoying late drink inside. Please continue.
Yeah. So obviously we want to speak to them in private, but they can't both. They can't both leave the bar. And you can't trust a dirty Tillian. So.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. But I think that the mother, she has more at stake in this because she already believes they killed her father. And now they have her daughter. Had her daughter. I think she's the better one to talk to. Although, obviously, if not given a choice, we'll speak to whichever one of them can go into a private area with us, where we can speak in hushed, conspiratorial tones.
Okay. So decide with whom you want to speak.
Yeah, so I guess we go up to the bar.
Okay. You approach the bar, and of course both of them look at you expectantly with hope in their eyes. Oh, hello, friends, says Demas. Are you bringing us good news? You can see there's almost pleading in his eyes.
Is there's obviously like a kitchen or a back room, right?
Of course.
I kind of nod my head in the direction of that.
As you did this, you saw that both of them, went pale essentially, because they're expecting probably bad news.
Mhm.
If you're not saying outright that yes, Isabel is safe, but Remas nods and indicates for you to enter to the back.
I want to stay
Okay.
outside.
Yeah, at least two of us should
Yeah.
two of them should stay out.
I'll stay outside too.
Okay.
Any Kislevites in the bar at the moment?
No. That's what I wanted you to roll. On a one, there would be one of the Kislevites inside.
Okay.
So when I guess whichever parent, like I said, comes back with me, or both, I guess, if they're both comfortable.
The father goes with you.
Okay. When we get to the back, in very hushed tones, obviously I'm going to look around. Is there any staff back there?
No, only two of them are
Okay.
working in
Okay.
this place. Or at least right now, only two of them.
Okay. Okay. So when we get back in hushed tones, I'm going to tell them, we have your daughter. She is safe.
Where?
But-
What is she?
But
Why haven't you brought her here? Have you
But-
kidnapped her for yourselves?
no, she is needed, unfortunately, for a sacrifice by Grozny.
Basically, he went white, as you told her.
And if anybody finds out where she is, or if anybody even knows we have her, that she has been rescued, bad things could happen.
Roll for fellowship. Opposed test. It's going to be pretty easy because you've used very good arguments. I'm going to give you a tip. If you would not tell that Grozny had her, he probably wouldn't believe you. But this was very good, Andy. All right, so roll like you have plus a lot versus his minus a lot.
Let me see if I have any. Actually, I have charm too.
Yeah, that's actually what you need to roll for.
Okay, because I rolled it. I failed normally by 40, so
Yeah.
The plus a lot matters.
Yeah.
And whether or not I use a luck point or not.
You've already rolled.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's say that if you use the luck point, you would succeed.
Okay.
Because plus plenty is would not be enough, but additional luck point, which would give you plus 10, would suffice. I'm just going to roll. Yeah, I mean he passed, but you had better arguments. So you see that he had trouble accepting what you've said, but he nods.
And say, we also need your help to put a stop to this.
I always knew that these Kislevites are trouble. Came to our village, began beating everyone, mistreating them, bastardo every single one of them.
It gets worse.
And now they want to kill my daughter, sacrifice her for some unspoken purpose.
It gets worse. They have also poisoned all of the grain.
What?
Yes. That's part of what they're planning on doing tomorrow night. They need that to have all been poisoned.
That's why so many people went to the gates of Mol?
Yes.
I've been selling the miller. The miller must be on this as well.
Probably.
I've been selling bread and pies made from our grain to all of the people, and a lot of the bread and the grain itself. It went as a tribute to the Raven Knights.
That's the next step after we stop this. We got to contact the Raven Knights and let them know to burn it all. But we need your help.
And Lucina, it is horrible. I'm going to march to the manor and tear out Grozny's heart with my own hands.
I grab him by the shoulders. I said, "No. We need to attack this with guile, and we need your help."
Another
Do the Kislevites eat here.
Sometimes they
Ever.
come, yes. Whenever they come, people get quiet. Don't laugh. They are afraid. They are afraid that they are going to get bitten. But you don't know. Another Kislev has been shot today, like 2 hours ago. One of the overseers.
Good. That helps our cause. Although, know that Katia is lost to it in the mind, so we cannot try to win her to our side. But any she kills helps us out.
There are only 3 Kislevites left. 4 if you include Grozny.
Okay, and what about? And we also let him know that the magister or the magistrate is in on it too. Make sure to tell him that, and that he's behind the murder of his father-in-law.
So my wife was right all along. Those Horsons, pig fuckers.
If they come in, if any of the Kislevites or the magistrate come in,
comes here.
Okay, if the Kislevites come in, do you have anything you can put in their food or drink that will make them sick?
Well, we have a few medicinal herbs that if you are take too much, you will get sick.
That's good enough, because if they're throwing up, they can't be fighting us. Do that. Stash some behind the counter now.
Yes, I will.
Additionally, we need to pick you and your wife's brains for any reconnaissance, because we are going to try to we have to put a stop to this before tomorrow night.
But how can we help? By the gods, right now we should pack our things, take our daughter, and just leave this accursed place.
Unfortunately, if we do that, a great darkness will befall the area that we cannot outrun.
You see that he's fighting with himself, you know.
Does he have... Is Isabella his only child that we know of?
No, actually he has 2 sons, I think. Wait a second. 3 children, 2 boys, Luigi Gambini and daughter Isabella. So he also says that, you know, I'm going to take my children and wife and run away. Would one of your sons be capable of jumping on a horse and riding to the Knights of Moor with a message? No,
if not, okay.
My boys are few years old, and besides, I would not send him alone on a road. Not after what has happened, and not after this accursed war.
Good point. We'll save that until after we take care of the magistrate.
Do you think that everyone is sick? My family also ate the bread made from our grain.
I think that if we stop eating it, you will recover. At least I hope so. Yeah. I don't say that last part.
Yeah, so, you know, row to actually convince him of that. Because you see that there's actual fear in his eyes, not only for himself, but for his family.
I'm guessing a charm roll, or...
Charm will suffice for that roll.
Yeah. Already used 1 luck point. I have a sneaky suspicion I'm going to need more luck later on, so I'm going to let that fail.
All right. Well, you see that he's not exactly convinced, but at the same time, he's he's still willing to do something about that. Like, he's not panicking too much. Very well. How can I help you? But please tell me first: is my daughter really safe? Is she unharmed?
She is. She is under the watch of somebody we trust very, very much.
Grazie. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. Very well. How can I help you? I mean, we don't have deals with Grozny and his charlatan devil. They never come here to drink. Sometimes only their thugs do, and they rarely leave the manor.
Poisoning the thugs is good enough. When do they leave do they leave the manor routinely at a certain time of day?
I don't know. Sometimes Grozny takes a ride through the village, overlooking his he's past the word almost subjects. Sometimes they both take a walk to the common pasture to, well, I guess just take a walk and speak about things. Probably best left unspoken, unsaid.
Is that usually in the mornings, the evenings? When do they do that?
Good sir, I don't think there's any pattern. Besides, I've only heard about these things. I'm running this place. I'm not a spy master.
Okay, that's not a problem. What are the for tomorrow night's celebration? Well, how does that usually go down?
Well, sir, when the time comes and the day of the festa comes, it starts at about, okay, I'm going to use the normal time. It's like 6 p.m. We have fireworks. The miller sets them up. He used to be, from what I've heard, he used to study in Nuln before coming here. And we put a lot of food on the table for the good dead to remember home-cooked food. The fireworks are set on the village green always. And essentially people just, attend. They talk, they eat, they laugh, they play. They watch the fireworks. We drink cider, which Oswald makes, the miller. We eat food prepared by me and my wife. We are trying to have a good time in those uncertain times.
Does the miller come in here?
Sometimes for a drink, yes. He's a brute. We've heard that he mistreats his family in a horrible manner.
He does. We've seen evidence of that. If he comes in, put some of those same herbs in his drink.
I will. I mean, I think that he may be involved in all of that.
I think so too. I don't trust the fireworks.
He's a horrible, gruff man. He doesn't like anyone.
Yeah, let's get him sick too if we can. Him and any of the Kislevites. Definitely.
Very well. Although I'm not sure how many of them will visit my place. There may be some, there may be none.
That is fine. We can only do what the gods put before us.
Very well. So you will stop them, right?
You have on our life. We will.
Grazie, thank you, sir.
I don't mention that because if we fail, we will probably all be dead. But okay. At that point,
yes, Sean.
There's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, the background noise.
Is anybody with you, Lucas, or are you the only one?
I think didn't Leopold say he was coming with me?
I thought I was coming with you, but I don't know if I actually.
I have in the notes that you did. So
okay. I was waiting for somebody to say, "You bet your life, not our life."
But something occurred to me while this conversation is going on is, what if we tried to sneak in the manor and kill them that way too, like one by one in their sleep?
I don't think that's a bad idea. I do think that if it doesn't work, we prepare to get them if they leave the manor at all during the day, although quite honestly they very well may not, simply because they probably got a lot of prep work to do for that night.
I like the guide's idea of inviting them out from the manor to get a shot, because I think that's going to split things up. If the shot misses, they're probably they're either going to lock themselves up in the manor, which delays the whole operation, or they're going to try to push out who they have to come look for the shooter, in which case that splits them up. And it might open up an opportunity, since you guys will be at the front door, to make your way in as they make their way out, or something along those lines. Because it's a controlled shot, because you're that, or when they're patrolling. But again, if the guy comes out on his horse to patrol the subjects, I think these guys still ought to stop him for a conversation, like give him a report or something.
Well, you know what? How about this? Because it's still early enough, and you've got night vision on the rifle. We could go to the door. We could tell the three of us could tell them that that we found Katia, but we need some backup. And you're watching. We've left you there watching. And then if only some of the Kislevite overseers come out, we can at least lure them into the darkness and kill them all. And if he comes out, you can take the shot.
Okay. But
Does that sound good?
Yeah, but I think, if we get one of them, I think we need to go right after the second one.
Yeah. If either the Magister or the Necromancer's son come out, and we can get one of them, then we kick down the door and try to go in the rest. If neither one of them will actually exit, then we have to peel off with some of the bodyguards, or we can do that. Pick up the grenade launcher, blow the door in, and go in all commando style at that point.
Yeah, and I might I'll swing by the Temple of Moor and see who passed, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, that sounds dreary, but if the person who lives in the house that's right on either side of number 5, I can set up there. Like, I don't know how long that is. Is that a...
Well, right now it's dark. You could probably, quite honestly, set up, on the ground along the road or something.
They have a scale in feet. It looks like a quarter inch is 50 feet.
Okay, according to the square, so that's like 500 yards. Well, 500 feet? Okay, 500 feet. What's the range of a Hawkland long rifle?
Enough.
500 feet's less than 200 yards.
I mean, for story's sake, like I said, this is a special kind of Hawkland long rifle. It's...
Yeah. Or I could just get into the bushes nearby. It's night, so I'll be invisible. So I'll get within what I feel is less than half of the range, and just kind of off to the side and behind a tree, I'll set up, some sticks to kind of prop things up. So, do we want to try that now? Maybe pick up the grenade launcher in case things go wrong, and you could throw a couple inside the manor?
I think we hold off on the grenade launcher for the moment, because if we have to use that, we will hopefully have already killed the Kislevite guards. And so that way we'll have led them off. We can do that, get the grenade launcher, and then come back in. The other thing that I think we need to do is I think we got to kill the Miller. Because I'm very...
sorry for a second, what's that constant background sound? Like someone is moving things.
It could have been my microphone, like brushing against my shirt.
like someone...
It sounded like paper or something.
Yeah, paper, or someone closing the drawers, some wooden stuff being moved. I don't know, but it's a bit too much, if I have to be honest. So now it's quiet. Okay, let's go back.
Anyway, I don't trust the fireworks.
Yeah, and we got grenades, so
Right, but I guess I don't want to have to go in commando style if we don't have to, because that might set off the that's gonna, like, one Hochland long rifle shot probably isn't going to drive a paranoid Miller to go ahead and set off the fireworks early or something. But going in with grenades most definitely would. And in fact, if we have to go that route, we should probably go kill the Miller first.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea, just on principle.
Yeah, the only problem with that is dealing with his family at that point, because do they have kind of Stockholm syndrome, and are they going to go nuts on us, or are they going to be so glad he's dead that they don't care?
I think Vincent being from Wissenland, it's going to take him more convincing to, like, just him being murdered.
We can do it in a fair fight, if that's what you prefer.
Or it's something it's
a bridge we'll cross when we get there. Let's go try the sniper shot, and end in this fast. And then we'll move from there.
Okay.
So you're making your way back to the wagon?
No, we're making our way back to the manor, because does Vincent have the Hochland lawn rifle with him or not?
No.
No. Okay, then we're making it back to the wagon.
Yeah, I would have taken it.
Yeah, I thought the only thing we left there was the I don't know about the grenades, but the grenade launcher we left, I thought.
I covered the scope with a cloth to prevent it from looking too much like something I wasn't carrying before. So yeah, I intended to take it.
No, sorry. Okay, sorry, Vincent. So in that case, if you wanted to take it and not to use it, then Olesia said no.
No, yeah, I was going to use it.
Okay.
I was convinced.
He didn't mean like take it as his own. He meant like.
No. I mean like take it even for a walk or something like that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Let's just say we have to go back by the cart.
Yeah, you have to go back because it's not.
It's not a big deal, and it's probably worth checking in anyway. So.
Yeah. Either way, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just saving some time.
You're making your way back to the wagon. Olesia, greets you. How did it went?
We got a little bit of intel, and we learned a little bit that they're planning on setting off fireworks tomorrow night, which I don't trust. So we are going to handle that as well.
Very well.
But tonight we are going to attempt your plan of luring out the Magister or Grozny, or both, with a swift shot from a Hochland long rifle.
Both of them must die.
Yes.
They are the masterminds behind this cult, no doubt. Even if there are more cultists here, these two are the head of the Hydra. You don't know what Hydra is, but...
well, if it's anything like where I am from, if you cut off the head of the snake, the body dies.
Something like that. But here's the thing, it's not the first time I'm attempting such a plan. It always goes rather complicated in the end. So here's my proposition. It would be best if the shooter would manage to kill them both with a single bullet. It is doable, because after that first shot you have less than a few heartbeats to extract. I'm going to move the wagon closer to the edge of the town, behind the Temple of Mor. After the shot, we ride. You don't know how many of these people around here are actually in league with Grozny and Schlecht. They may be More of them, not only the Kislevites.
So
And besides, were you sure that the father of this child is clear?
No, we are not.
And yet, you've told him about your plans. You see
No. We told him we have his daughter.
which is almost the same thing, since they wanted to use the daughter as a sacrifice. I saw men willing to sacrifice their own to attain favor from the dark gods before. The bloodlines, blood ties are nothing to those people. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm also not. But I'm also not saying that he isn't.
I agree. I think we should try to do this quickly, all at once. So I
Well, in
think
that
we should
case-
continue.
In that case, you have a few-hour window to actually use the darkness to your advantage. Find
Yes.
a good sniper nest. Prepare the
Should-
shot.
Well, let me ask this, do you guys? Because I really don't trust those fireworks. Should we off the Miller first?
This is what I'm thinking.
kinda
Miller,
think so.
I think I don't. Fireworks. He's from Nuln. People know that he does fireworks. I don't think there's anything malicious about the fireworks per se. I think we need to cut that head off the snake. If that means taking the sniper shot and then storming the building, because we were told that there were 3 more guards and then the 2 leaders. If we take one of the leaders out, that's 4 more targets. Element of surprise, grenades going off. I think we should breach, bang, and clear, as folks from Nuln will say.
Yeah, cut the cake.
Yeah.
I like to keep that for close encounters, as Corporal Hicks from now on used to say.
Yep. Run the
Well-
rabbit.
Yeah. Well, your plan is sound, but first of all, do you know how many spellcasters do they have? And what power do the spellcasters actually possess? You were
know
fighting
of
demons
one.
before here, which means that they must be very powerful, because only the most powerful of those deviants are able to summon the Neverborn to this plane of reality.
That is why I would prefer shooting the magistrate first.
That is why you
Yes.
should shoot Grozny and devastate with a single bullet. Like I've said,
Yes.
leave one of them alive, they escape, reform the cult somewhere else. The
Well,
the history will simply repeat itself.
Yeah, I'm hoping that with the rest of us being at the door, that we trap them like the rats they are. Now and kick the ground. And
So-
spit.
How many
Okay.
sure targets do you have?
Yeah, I think she's right. We got to try to get them both outside and somehow lined up.
Yeah, and if it's one shot, and then you guys have to jump the second person because something failed, that's fine. Go all out, element of surprise, 3
Yeah.
against 1. Maybe have a grenade ready, a pistol ready, just blunderbuss ready. As soon as you hear that shot, just go. Whether I hit or not, just start doing damage.
Yeah, although how are we going to get them both outside? That's the next thing.
Tell them that you have found the girl.
Duh.
Yeah. Not,
Okay.
Tell them that you have captured her.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Let Halfling speak. He's short, which will give the shooter a much better
I was
chance
going to suggest that too.
of hitting the targets.
And
Both
he
of
probably
these line up behind each other, please.
Yes,
Um,
that's also necessary. Oh,
And-
And if you hit them both and kill them both, don't waste your time, just run back to the wagon and we drive. We can drive in the night, it's no big deal. I mean, I would prefer riding through the day, but needs must, as they used to say.
I think we should force our way into the manor to make sure we taken out all the magistrates. Make sure there's nothing else inside.
I'm with Elisa on this one. Also,
You too.
because it's 419.
You don't exactly understand what I'm saying, Vincent. This plan is already extremely risky. We want to take them both out and then ride as fast as we can and inform the authorities as fast as we can. I have all the necessary writs and papers to send a whole unit of witch hunters here if necessary.
Very well. I just thought you were concerned about other magistrates that we were unaware of.
Of course, there may be a whole basement full of magistrates here, but you would probably have heard about it before from people. And even I've heard that only Schlecht and Grozny are the real powerhouses in Trotteldorf.
Okay.
Like I've said, it's a risky plan and it does not provide 100% possible success, but it's still better than, waging an all-out war. Like I've said, for all we know, half of this village can be praying at some unholy altars.
Alright. Well, I'm going to take off my helm and my mail so I can move a little quicker. And then I'm going to ask for the Hawkland rifle, and I'm also going to take the regular handgun for a follow-up shot.
Yeah. She takes the rifle and loads it with the special alchemical ammunition. She hands it over to you. She also gives you a blanket. Use it to stabilize the barrel.
Very well.
Use whatever you can to make sure that this shot will hit home. Where you'll be shooting from?
Not far down the hill. I'm thinking in between the manor and the Temple of Moor, so I could get my 1 or 2 shots off, one with each rifle, and then
you will have only one shot. If you miss with the first, they will disperse. You won't be able to line a second shot, not in the night, not without night vision.
But you could run up with your handgun, though.
Yeah.
Is there any better firing position?
Hey,
Does the
I'm
temple
willing
have
to
a
get.
tower?
I'm willing to get 20 yards away. I think in the dark, especially if my colleagues have a torch on them, it will night blind them to anything behind the torch. I can just sit there.
Good call.
20 yards away. I probably won't need night vision at that point.
Can you conceal yourself enough to not be seen or felt by those touched by chaos?
That I'm unaware of.
Exactly. It's your call.
Does the
Big
temple
risk.
have like a tower or something?
No, that's the thing. This
Okay.
village doesn't have any tower, and the tallest buildings are the tavern and the Temple of Moor, and of course the manor. But
I want to be as close as I can confidently get a shot. So whatever half the range is.
very well.
But pretty much along the road to where I could take the shot and then just follow the road to the Temple of Moor. I can set up a firing position and throw a cloak over me and get all scout sniper-ish and take the shot. There's no rush. I'll be there in position well before the others knock on the door.
Oh, I gotta take a restroom break real quick.
Right.
So, how many grenades did we have? We had both frag and flashbang.
6 frag, 6 flash.
Do we each? Well, the three of us that are going to be up close and personal. Do we each want to take one of each? How that works?
Sally already took, I think, a single flashbang, right?
And a grenade, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do the same. I didn't take anything last time.
All right. They're small enough that you can hide them under your clothes.
Okay. And I was thinking that probably what sounds reasonable to me is once the shot goes off, then we go there like flashbang and then just kind of roll it forward after the shot goes off.
Right. That's actually a good idea. If the shot misses, you'll be able to just blow them to smithereens.
Well, then maybe that would be the frag instead of the flashbang.
So
yes.
when he shoots the Hockland long rifle, one of us chucks a grenade back into the castle, so they have nowhere to run except towards us.
Towards the grenade. Well, yeah,
No,
they might
like-
not see. They might not even know what that is you threw. They'll probably just run back inside on top of the grenade.
Yeah, so there we go.
Either way, it works.
Just chuck it in the open door and let whatever happens happen from there.
Yep.
If you are going with this plan, you must make sure that you all be very well concealed. If they spot any of you, it's over. I have my orders. After I hear the shot, you have 30 seconds to reach the wagon. After that, I depart and head for Marienburg.
Okay.
So maybe I'll take, instead of a flashbang, then I'll take 2 frag.
Very
I'll
well.
have
Yeah, so
one in my
Leopold.
hand ready to toss.
you throw the grenade and I'll do the talking.
So yeah, one of us is going to be visible to communicate, and then yeah.
Oh, I thought 3 of us were going to go right up because I thought we were
Yeah,
going
and
to
you'll
have to
just
fight them hand to hand if
yeah.
the shot misses, or even if the shot hits.
If the shot misses, try to kill them with grenades.
Yep.
Avoid going into direct contact with a priest of the northern gods. It is rather unwanted. They have all manner of nasty tricks down their sleeves. Dangerous tricks.
Well, I got the rifle on my right shoulder.
Okay, we'll wait for you to get in.
For everybody.
We'll wait for you to get in position and then we'll make the approach.
Olesya actually pulled one more piece of cloth from the top, and signed for you to give her the rifle, and she wrapped the cloth over the barrel, making it a bit more harder to see in the dark because the cloth is dark.
So my story is going to be, we didn't find Katya, but we found this young girl that was being held by beastmen, and we killed the beastmen, and they're being held, and the girl's back at the inn right now, and the mother refuses to let her leave to come to the Grand Manor. So we'll do that. We'll say that to try and draw them out. You know what I mean?
I think that will get their attention.
Yeah, like we didn't find what you're looking for, but we found this other thing. It might be of interest to you.
That is a dangerous plan, but it might pay off. So,
Saving ignorance.
So are Grozny and Shrek the only targets that you want to take care of?
Right. I want to take a sack, stuff a blanket in it as a shooting support. Well, I'm going to start making my way out. See you guys in a bit.
So do I need any grenades for the plan, or are we just?
I think since there are 6, I think we each take 2 frag grenades. And
Okay.
Just extra insurance policy. If we each have one ready to go, or you and I have one ready to go while Sally has his hands free, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have one pin pulled, hand on the spoon, ready to go.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be ending soon, but let's just end with the with summing up. Let's see. Let's check the map. Vincent, can you please mark your spot on the map with Roll20's tools?
Yes.
Let's make this full-on Dota Force.
Okay, I'm thinking right about here.
Okay. Here is Vincent. Scout Sniper Extraordinaire.
Okay. There's
Oh, by the way, the flashbangs work just like the light magic spell Flash, I think it's also called. So the target must pass a toughness test or is stunned.
We of course didn't take any of those.
Yeah, that's a symbol for sniper.
Sally has a single one, I think.
Okay.
Brian, you have a single flashbang. Brian.
That was originally what he said. He was going to take one of each.
Yeah, I have one of each.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so here's Vincent. Where are the others?
I think the others are just going to be
On the side
just
of
right
the
here. Yeah, well they're going to
the
be
courtyard.
they're going to be there in the open saying giving their report with grenades hidden under their cloaks. So they're going to be completely overt about the whole thing.
Okay.
So
Remember that the grounds of this manor are surrounded by low flagstone walls.
Yeah.
Of course, you're not sure if there aren't any watchmen there. But it's dark, and you are quite adept at stealth after Talaheim.
The only person that needs to be sneaky is Vincent.
Okay.
And Leopold, right? Isn't Leopold going to sneak up with a grenade?
I thought the three of you were just going to go up, with a torch lit, saying,
Right.
"Hey, we have news."
Mhm. Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing. Is we were just walking up, the three of us, and then Vincent was going to take the shot.
Yeah.
And then when he takes the shot, you throw the grenade into the keep, right?
Okay.
Well, I thought I was just going to throw it into. It depends on who's out there. If the wizard and the guy and the Grozny are there, I'll toss it at them.
Yeah, toss it behind them so they can't fall back, you know what I mean?
Well, I just want to kill them with it. If the shot misses, I just want to kill whoever's in front of us. I'm not worried about them going anywhere so much.
We're going to be right
We
next.
don't kill them.
Like, we're going to be talking to them.
Well, the theory is that we're going up right to the courtyard there, and we're going to try to get them to come out.
Kill them all, Sigmar will know his own.
Yeah, I'd just be mindful that they're going to be right in front of you. So if you want to throw grenades at them,
I would throw it behind them.
you're just dropping grenades at your feet.
Right.
So
Olesia will stay in the place which I've indicated. And remember, she told you that after she will hear the shot, she will give you 30 seconds to return to the wagon. After that, she's leaving. You may try to convince her to give you 45 seconds.
Yeah, give us a minute.
Roll for charm.
Hang on, get my character sheet back up.
Counter roll, of course. Roll.
I'm
yeah.
no, you have 10.
How many successes do you have? You have 2 full successes. She won, but she will give you 45 seconds.
Okay.
Alright, worst case, we just have to walk.
Oh, and she insisted, Vincent, that you must take the rifle with you after firing the shot.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave that behind.
It's very important. All right.
It's not mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not about that it's not yours, but you know that there's a strong indication that someone will need that rifle in Marienburg.
Yeah.
Vincent, you're making your way to your chosen spot. You three are making your way to the top of the manor. We shall see next time if you manage to put an end to Leonid Grozny and Magister Schlecht. But for now, that's it. Points. Everyone gets 60 points today. You know what? 70 points. For your characters, 10 points each. For the birthplace, Brian. Elia.
I did a toast to the elf when we drank the weird liquid.
Yeah, pretty nice. Okay. 5 points for that I can give you. Andrew.
Hold on. The closest I had for birthplace would probably be to the remark about cutting off the snake's head, as well as I think being so lucky with my roles wandering through the woods was particularly Talish. Jertalaviklish.
Yeah, I actually want to tell you that was pretty sweet, so I'll give you 10 points for that. Jason and Sean, Wissenland.
I made a comment about Wissenland as far as like, oh shoot, I'm trying to think what it was.
I think you were saying something about being honorable.
Yeah, not murdering the miller.
Yeah, for not murdering him because he doesn't like being from Wissenland. I guess treating people with that kind of is kind of a, I don't know, more of a commoner thing. Like he's not doing anything too wrong, type of dreadful attitude. And then I guess the comments of Non, which is where I was before. Like using the explosives and being a little more comfortable with, why don't we just take them and use them?
Yeah,
being a little confident with that stuff.
That's rather fitting. 10 points. So now, Sean, what about you?
I'm trying to think. I don't feel like I did anything to Wissenland this time. I think.
Okay. If you think so, then so be it. Religion, Brian. 10 points. There was Ronald. I saw him. I felt him. It was very nice. Andrew, what about you?
I'd say if anything, negative points for not killing the beastman.
Well, I don't really use negative points.
Right, I know, but they're obviously a pox on the land, but they were also so pitiful, and we were outnumbered and whatnot.
Yeah.
But really, I probably should have tried to kill them. So
yeah, but
pretty much the opposite of anything I should have been doing.
Yeah, actually, Tao has very strict policy on policemen in his forest. So yeah, no points for you. Jason, more?
Not much. I did the salute when I walked by the temple.
Yeah, actually, I'm not going to give you points. You know why? Because you haven't entered the temple. After I've said that, you felt something.
Yeah, I didn't because I felt like we were short on time, and
yeah, but remember about your, about your character.
Hmm.
It's things like that are very important to Vincent, essentially. Especially after Talahheim. We can talk about it later, privately, if you prefer.
Okay.
It's like, I'm not saying that you suck, by the way, so don't take it that way, okay? Because you don't. I'm just saying that with all that's happening, Vincent is really like, he's almost looking for that stuff, for that kind of stuff right now.
My star sign was overtaking my religion at that point.
Okay, so in that case, you get probably points for star sign. Like I said, it's not bad game. It's just sometimes you must compromise. You must take a compromise with your star signs or dooms or religion. So that's nothing to be ashamed about or to worry about. Sean, what about you? Also, sorry, Sean. Once again, I also can give you points. You are a man of Sigmar, and you've let the beastmen leave. Although maybe you have something you want to convince me with.
Well, not about the beastmen. I thought it was more about the necromancer and being like, aha. Now we've got to kill this guy, but that's about it. Yeah, I was just following Lucas's lead and the thought of we needed to get out of there without getting killed. So because our forces were split at that time too, so it was more of a tactical.
Yeah, I mean it's a very good example. Today's session is a very good example of what the hell is that sound?
I don't know.
My belt buckle hit my aluminum case laptop. That might have been it. Was it kind of like a scratching or a scraping sound?
Yes, but I don't know what you were doing with your belt buckle because this sound was going on for a couple of seconds.
I'm laying on my bed and I've got my laptop on my lap and I shifted.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah, like that was
like that.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. That's my aluminum case on a belt buckle.
All right, no worries. What I want to say is that today's session was a good example of common sense, overshadowing things like star signs and religion, which I really like because it shows that it's not always like black and white. Sometimes you must make compromises. For example, if you would stick to your Sigmarite dogma and attack the beastmen or want to attack the beastmen, who knows if the girl wouldn't get killed, right? But at the same time, you are not following the scriptures of your god, which are very, very strict in Sigmar's case.
Sure. Well, I want to say that I just thought because me as a player, I thought it was interesting because my first reaction, ingrained from the old days, is like, oh, there's a monster, you kill it.
Yeah, of course.
So trying to fight that is something that and I know that Andrew, you in particular, are always like, yeah, combat is not your first option.
Yeah, I mean, it was good that you haven't attacked those 12 guys because even 12 guys against 4 in Warhammer is like a sure thing to be like just
and that's
facts.
for best.
Sorry for my language.
That's for best case scenario. 2 most likely. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's go to star signs, Brian.
I wanted to make sure Gennaro was comfortable even though we moved him out of the coach, and I made sure the girl was
merciful. Very well. 10 points for you, of course. Very well. Andrew?
Mummet the Fool, which is sensible, intuitive, lucky.
10 points. 10 points without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, sensitive, intuitive, lucky with your rolls in the forest. Man, it's like, holy shit. Jason?
Gungren's Baldric, martial profession of arms. Kind of subtle ones like taking the back because I thought that was going to be in our order of movement.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I guess taking the rifle and trying to convince everybody to just storm the manor versus kind of, I guess, doing alternatives.
Yeah, very well. 10 points for that. Absolutely deserved it. Sean.
Cacklefax the cockerel. The only thing, and I should have said it at the time, was I was first in line for the free drinks from Elf.
Okay. But have you said it?
I did not say it.
Well, he did say he was the first person to say he was going to.
Okay. Okay, then I guess 5 points.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. Doom, Brian.
I don't think I had any opportunities. None.
All right. Andrew.
The sword shall bring no justice, only suffering. I think talking, with quotes around it, our way out of the Beastmen.
Yeah, 10 points for you because it was perfect example. It's very hard to actually roleplay this Doom in Warhammer. Because, when things, in the situations like with those Beastmen, it's usually combat. So
right.
I'm always very, very happy when I see that kind of, this kind of actions taking place, like not players being murder hobos, but actually being rather reasonable. Great stuff. Jason, what about you?
The tiniest of Tal's children will feast upon thy gut. This is a bit of a stretch, but when I made the comment about trapping them like rats in the manor.
Very nice. Very nice interpretation.
So, but yeah, that's all I've got. Then I kicked the ground and spat.
I can give you 5 points for that.
Okay.
Sean?
I've got the hourglass shatters before thy last grain falls. I don't know. I'm having a hard time playing this Doom, but yeah, I don't think I did anything shattery.
Those of you who want, it's a tricky thing, but it's actually doable in the game. By the way, I've actually managed to secure another 2 books for my collection, including Tome of Salvation, which has all the Dooms. And it is possible to change your Doom. But I want to see, for those of you who don't want to roleplay your current Dooms because they're hard, and I know they are supposed to be.
Actually, I kind of think Sean's Doom would be really easy to roleplay.
Well, it's always individual.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my Doom, so I'm not in any desire to switch. But
yeah, for example, one of my players twice had a Doom which basically prohibited him from eating fish and birds. Completely. There is a Doom like that says that your death will come, from fish or bird or something like that. I don't remember the exact words, especially in English. So it was very hard, and he always had to, order normal meat like pork or beef, and it was very expensive, and he was always pissed off, especially when he was in Marienburg. Yeah. So anyway, Sean, if you want, we can change your Doom, but I would like you to offer me something,
Okay, well, it's not so much about changing my Doom. I don't have a problem with it. I guess the whole concept of playing my Doom is foreign to me. So I'm every time I get to it, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't I didn't think about my Doom.
Okay, so if that's the case and you want to continue, then by all means do. But if anyone wants to change their Doom, write me or speak with me before the game. Offer me something, some ideas why your character would seek, another like witch or fortune teller to hear about, to speak about their doom, and we can work something out. We'll just roll once again on the table. So anyway, Sean, would you say that your doom earned you any points today?
No.
Okay, so in that case, no points. Sally gets 5 points for being a halfling. Although I would like to see a bit more halflingy things from you, Brian, in the future.
Okay.
Because right now you're just you're playing the Sally very good, but I don't always feel like you are really a halfling, more like just a short fag.
Well, I was trying to be kind of homey with the elf. Like, oh, do you have any more of that Arab black? That was pretty good,
Okay, yeah, that was cool. But remember that, for example, you still love to eat and drink.
Yeah.
Because it's like, encoded in halfling's DNA. Also remember about your Malayancy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any ideas that actually pushed the adventure forward? I will give Andy 5 points for the Beastman camp.
Mm-hmm.
And for for making sure that Leopold would not, do anything unwise. Because it could have ended in tears. Anything else?
No, I can think of.
So that's it for today. I advise you to spend your points wisely before our next session, because there will be two things. First of all, we'll be certainly ending this scenario, and almost certainly also starting the Thousand Thrones. Spooky, I know. So, think about what you want to buy, purchase, and so on. You can freely purchase skills like stealth, concealment, follow trail, and stuff like that, because you've learned all those things in Talahheim. So if anyone wants to, and of course, in fact, you know what? I will give you the opportunity to buy those skills even if you don't have them. So, 200 points for the skill outside of your character roster.
Right.
But you can buy stealth, silent move, silent move, concealment, shadowing. Let's stay with those three for now. Those of you who want to buy those skills can do so, but for 200 points each.
Okay.
I think that's a cool idea because you've spent some time in the Resistance and you've spent some time avoiding the patrols, sneaking through the city. So it's only fair for you to have those skills. Also, at this point, you can buy Dodge Blow in exactly the same way. 200 points if any of you don't have access to Dodge Blow right now. You can buy that skill. You are seasoned warriors. You fought a lot. So that's that.
I think I'm maxed out with Dodge Blow.
Oh yeah, but only, of course, those who have Dodge Blow can buy it one more time for 200 points. It's like only the basic level.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, I just bought it for the first time, finally, with my career.
Yeah, so. Okay, guys, so that's it for me for today. Next game. My little calendar tells me that the next game should be on 13th of May. But I'm not sure if everyone can make it.
That's Mother's Day. So,
Oh, yeah, that's a holiday here. That ain't gonna work.
Okay.
I I think the 19th and 26th, I'll be out of the country.
Okay. 20,
Like those 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 26. What about 27th? Because we are playing during Sundays, so you know.
Yeah, I'll be at a convention on that weekend, the Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. I don't think I can.
Yeah, it's my wife's birthday.
Yeah, the whole week of the, like, pretty much from the 18th to the 1st, I think I'm out of the country.
Well, let me ask this then, if he doesn't mind. We could, Michael could take over Vincent's character, because all he's really doing is taking a shot to end this campaign. And then, I don't know, we can figure something out for the beginning of the Thousand Thrones if we wanted.
Well, I would like to start Thousand Thrones with all of you.
Oh, okay.
There is an opportunity. Let's see, what time is it over there now?
I mean, remember one thing, guys. Like, I'm usually free at the evenings. If like we can even organize a shorter session, like ending this scenario and just starting campaign on any given day, then I'm cool for it. Yeah, but like it really depends on you, because I will just what's the word?
I might be able
flexible.
to make it out of town.
Okay.
I might be able to make it, so I just want to check the time zones.
So I don't know. For example, on which day does your holiday start? I mean, you're in the States, because you said that 13th is the holiday.
Yeah, 13th. Well, it's Mother's Day, and my wife will kill me if I play a game on Mother's Day.
Same here.
It's normal, of course. But what about, for example, I don't know, 12th or 11th, or any other day, including weekdays?
Yeah, I mean, I could finish it up on like if we just played for like an hour or something on the 12th.
Yeah.
Just to finish this up.
I might be able to make it while I'm out of town too. I'll have access to everything. So
your wife will kill you for that.
Probably.
No, she's aware of it. She's aware of it. She made the suggestion.
Oh.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we meet on the 12th for like an hour, finish this up, and then that'll give us a better idea when to start the Thousand Thrones.
I'm guessing if Jason returns on 1st of June, then it would be 3rd of June. I mean, like the first possible, date for all of us, right?
Again, like I should be flexible. So if we want to set a date, I can definitely give you an answer within the next day or two if that would work out.
Or if your wife really wouldn't mind, really wouldn't mind, then for example 27th of May.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be able to do the 27th for sure.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot that.
Yeah, so why don't we do this? Why don't the afternoon of the 12th?
Okay.
Finish this up, and then we can discuss the next one then, and get a better idea, because that'll be closer. That'll be much closer to the actual dates.
Okay, I think that's reasonable. But what about the rest of you guys? Is 12 okay? Like for an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as it's in the afternoon U.S. time, which, I mean, now is already in the afternoon, so...
Okay. I will be able to, of course, play on 12 without any problems. Just answer me this very simple question, because, of course, I need to prepare all that stuff. Do we want to just finish this scenario, or do we also want to make like a short introduction to Marienburg?
I think we just start it, because I think there's too much potential that we then won't meet again for like 3 weeks. I say we just finish this up, and then...
Okay, so I won't be preparing Marienburg for this day. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That sounds reasonable.
Right, because, that's quite a lot of reading.
Right, and yeah, we don't... And I think it's not worth it, because if we can't meet for like 3 or 4 weeks, there's going to have been no reason to have done that because none of us are going to remember it anyway. So
Yeah, and I would need to reread this again.
right. So
Okay, so we are meeting on 12, same hour as usual, I presume.
okay, yeah, that works for me.
Okay, this will be a very short game, and then we'll talk about our next game date.
Okay.
As usual, hook me up, on Facebook if you want, or on Skype if you want. I'm here for you to answer any questions or to help. Other than that, thank you very much, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
All right.